Uh... Oh, yay! Okay, yes. Oh my god. Somebody in the chat just said that the Elden Ring DLC leak is fake. Yes. I wanted to address that today. Yeah, Lance confirmed it's fake. There was a really big Bungie leak, which I saw this morning, which is really devastating. Although I know that some of the folks that worked on some of the content are no longer there. But yeah, everything's a mess right now. Thank you so much for the resubscription, Tizuki. Yeah, there's a leak. But thankfully the Elden Ring DLC leak was a lie, so we're cooking. My partner woke me up this morning and told me about it, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to stay off the internet for like an entire month, aren't I? Have you seen Tim Diggity's last video? No, I haven't. I'll check it out. So I talk about this a lot. I try to stay somewhat isolated from other people's theories unless they submit them. Somebody submitted Tim Diggity's last video to me. But I'll check it. I saw a post saying the DLC would have a romance system where you can date enemies instead of killing them. Can I date, who would I date? Which enemy would you date, chat? Which enemy would you take out? Tim summoned. Hey, Tim Diggity's in the chat. What's up, Tim? Tim's new video is really good. Okay, I'll watch it then. Oh, what enemy would I date? The Lion Dancer? Melania? I don't think anyone believes the Elden Ring romance, but I think it's fun to think about. Give it me. Show me to me, please. I'd date Raya 100%. She's not an enemy though. One of the snake people. That counts. Blythe. Maybe when Blythe is evil. Or not evil, but like whatever. Hey Quaylog, I just discovered your videos and I love them. Thank you. Thank you. So for those of you that are new to my channel, I am the world's oldest Dark Souls lore creator. I need to relist some of my really old videos as like a funny tee-hee haha. I predate. I'm fucking archaic. Hold on, wait. Where are we? The camera's moved. But even though I'm the first, I can't say I'm the best. My quality has always been dog shit. It's been hot dog shit for like 12 years. But yeah, I predate. I'm like a fossil. I predate Epic Name Bro. They put me in a lab and they study me. You know, primordial lore enthusiast, yeah. Cute top. It's actually a dress. It's like a full-blown, like, my hair is a fucking nightmare today. Babe's a fossil, yeah. But I do think that I love seeing the variety of lore videos and lore content out in Flex to Fit. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, all right, we're back. So I feel like everybody's different lore theories and the way that they dog shit. I think you mean home version. You guys are so fucking funny. The way that everybody breaks down lore, I feel like is incredibly important, and I love all the different ways that people analyze it. I feel like we need everybody. We need all hands on deck. I feel like Vati and Smog, I feel like is a little bit more. So I'm like fully in the clouds. I fully put on my tinfoil hat and talk about like really unhinged theories. I use a lot of art history, but because of that and because of the fact that I'm willing to kind of like tread off the lore path, I feel like my theories do get like a little unhinged, and there is more of a chance that I'm going to be like fully wrong because we will just like tread off the beaten path and we'll just like make shit up and try to figure it out. Oh yeah, Tarnished Archaeologist is great. I do love him. I try to, so like I always give people like I don't know, this, holy shit, sorry. I'm so scatterbrained this morning. There's like different ways that you can break apart the lore, and Tarnished Archaeologist and I do something a little bit similar, but Tarnished Archaeologist will take it like a step further and talk about history and kind of like use history to inform the story. I do that a little bit, but sometimes I try to like bring it back to the story a little bit more. Like I try to follow the guidelines that like Vati is trying to follow a little bit more. But it is really hard because a lot of stuff is like very painterly or symbolic or obtuse or referencing a particular... Yeah, oh shit, her posture's low, time to stun lock. I got shrimp back. Also, I ordered my chair. For those of you that are like, where the fuck is your chair? I ordered my chair, don't worry, we have a chair incoming. But yeah, I feel like all of us are kind of out there like trying to figure out the obtuse stuff, and I feel like Vati is the most grounded out of all of us. But I do think that it's super important for people like Tarnished Archaeologist and people like myself to like be diving into stuff that potentially influence the game, because I think that then illustrates like the themes and like the bigger message of the game. But it's great. Did you order a new keyboard too? No, I don't have enough money for a new keyboard just yet. I've been looking into yellow switches. I'm just trying to find a keyboard that is like fucking silent. Cause like this keyboard, it goes off. Why isn't your Twitch name Quaylog? Because, so back when I made my YouTube channel, and the reason why, oh yeah, Sophie from Sin is also great. Back when I made my YouTube account, that was like 12 years ago. And then Justin TV became a thing, and I'm pretty sure Quaylog was taken by then. So I got stuck with my Xbox Live username. Quaylog is not an easy name to find on platforms, obviously, because she's a character. She's not. This isn't like my username. I mean, it's my username, but it's not. I don't own... Fucking whatever. Anyway, welcome to Lore Theory Thursday. Sorry that it took me so long to get started. We're kind of rambling at this point. But the way that this works is that members of my community will submit lore theories on our Discord, or they will submit it on Twitter, because I'll make like a post on Twitter, and you guys can respond to it and post your own lore theories and whatever. Oh yeah, shout out Little Church Lore, because Little Church Lore's content is fire. Yes. Yeah. Justin.tv has been around for over 15 years. No, but what I'm saying, Parish Breakfast, what I'm saying is that somebody beat me to the Quaylog name. Somebody beat me to the Quaylog name. Because this is so hard to explain. God damn it. Why do you guys keep putting me down rabbit holes? I'm so like fucking disoriented. Streaming technology was not accessible back when Justin TV was a thing. You had to have like a full like in order to capture audio off of a game, there wasn't capture cards the same way that there is now. And in order to capture audio, you had to have like a full ass rig. It was fucked up. It was fucked up. So like, of course I didn't have a fucking Justin TV Quaylog username. Stunlocked and not even into one theory right now. It's true. It was the dark days of streaming. Yeah, of course I didn't have a fucking Justin TV name. Anyway, the youngins don't know about Justin TV. Yeah, I didn't have the finances to like... Yeah, streaming was crazy to get it to work. We kept the stun meter high from yesterday. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely think that I have like cluster symptoms happening a little bit. Not gonna lie. We're going through some major weather shifts over here, so I might be getting close to getting a cluster headache, but that is okay. We deal with them as they come, but it might cause me to slur my speech more than normal. So apologies to folks in the chat that are gonna have to listen to me read essays for like a hot minute. Cluster? It's like It's like a migraine, but like you get weird linguistic brain issues. Also,
it's like taking the Game Boy cartridge brain halfway.
Yeah, it is. That's actually like a perfect partner jump scare.
Oh, sorry, I was getting my headphones.
No, yeah, it's good. Okay. I remember you saying they've gotten a lot less frequent since the move. Is that not the case? Well, so since I live in the Pacific Northwest, I get them less severely than when I was living at high altitude. And I get them less frequently, but like I still get them. And it sucks. But it does mean that like Where is the snore boy? Super, where are you? Wait, how did my... Oh, is my stream alerts not? There we go. I found mine are triggered by muscle cramps and pain near the atlas joint. The pain inflames the occipital nerve. I hope I'm saying that right. Mine's trigeminal nerve, but I definitely get them by... Mine's like by barometric pressure change, which is like fucking weird. Anyway, we'll start a GoFundMe to get Quaylog her own fur Missoula house. No, the higher the altitude, the more fucked up they get. Okay, wait. Anyway, let's get started. Shrimp was so kind as to send me a list of stuff. I'm also gonna say, like, actually, should I say fuck it to... Here. All right. Hold on, chat. I'm putting you on timeout. I'm putting you guys on timeout because I have to, like, actually focus. This is, like, speedrun challenge mode. This is, any percent try to get through the stream today without getting distracted. Because... my dyslexia is really bad and I'm gonna have to read essays. Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Shrimp, where the fuck are you? Oh, there you go. You're Noodle. Your name is Noodle. Okay. I'm also gonna put everybody on blast that has DM'd me recently. Whoa, where did my camera go? Oh, I forgot I turned it off on this scene. Okay. Cluster headache treatment is oxygen. Yes, but you need certain pressurized oxygen. It needs to be like, you need to be inhaling it at a certain pressure. There's like a special mask. Okay. Putting everybody on blast. What's up? Okay, we're invisible to her now. Quickly say something unhinged about Elden Ring lore while she can't see you. I'll start. Godfrey is Melina. Fucking stop. Okay, so backlog list in order from St. Trina. Not sure if we've addressed this yet. I don't think we have. Oh shit, it's a full ass video. Okay, wait, is it a video? Yes, it's a video. Ah, shit, fuck. I didn't prepare for the video. Can I cover St. Trina's tomorrow? I'm gonna cover St. Trina in Tim Diggity's new video tomorrow. If you can make a note of that, Shrimp. Somebody make a note of that. Because I don't want to just like do a react stream. I don't want to just do a react stream. Did you see Tim Diggity's new video? Yes, I'm gonna react. Okay, Tim and Tina Friday. Yeah, I'll do like a really short reaction to Tim and Tina tomorrow in the morning before everything. Okay, let's get fucking started. So this submission was by R, because we have streamer mode on and usernames have been disabled. God damn it. Raybon, thank you so much, Shrimp, for... Thank you so much. Okay. I know there are a lot of these series going around, but this one connects loose ends in a way that, the more I think about it, becomes very compelling. Please bear with me and add your thoughts and critiques as you see fit. There are many characters in Elden Ring's lore that aren't fully understood, yet one that gets little attention is that of the Snow Witch, whom was so influential to Ranni that her doll form is said to be modeled after her. Ranni's mentor likely had great influence, not just in teaching her of the Dark Moon and cold sorceries, but likely influenced her in other ways as well. So who is this teacher whom Raya Lucaria does not have any records of, whom had the influence to mentor an Empyrean and the daughter of the Carian champion? Did the Snow Witch play any role in radicalizing Ranni against the Golden Order to decree that no other demigod, save perhaps Miquella, can be said to match? First, a less compelling but appropriate note is the oddity of Ranni's hat, which originally belonged to her mentor. At first glance, its material and shape is unlike anything else that we see, appearing not to be fabric but some unidentifiable material. The closest match to this hat's texture is that of the Godskin's cloth, made from the skin of other known entities. The Godskins are known to serve the Glowmide Queen, which is part of my next point. We know that FromSoft is very intentional about its environmental storytelling, placing objects and enemies such that a narrative can be derived. So why is there a Godskin noble blocking the Liurnia divine bridge to Ranni's original flesh? One interpretation that is that we're catching them in the act of retrieving the Empyrean's deserted form. But that really isn't what happens. As we approach the tower, we are stopped by the noble, as though they are guarding the way. It is understood that Ranni has connections to the Black Knives, but why does she command any respect from the Godskin as well? I've also found that Godskin noble like super interesting too, because it's like a noble. It's not just like a Godskin apostle. It's like a full-blown, it's a more important entity. But there's some reasons why I think that they're there, but let's keep reading because I'm like super, I'm digging in. This is great. I love this. I also have like some thoughts and feelings that might support what I think you're about to say. But yeah, okay. A long-standing oddity also comes toward the end of Ranni's questline when both Iji and Blythe are assassinated. It's speculative, but likely that Ranni was tying up loose ends before heading down her dark path, thus the employment of the Black Knives in taking out her companions. Yet, when we see Iji, his body is not wreathed in the flame indicative of the rune of death, but the Godskin's black flame. Okay, wait, that one actually is a bit weird, because when we find Iji's dead body, you can actually see dead Black Knife assassins around him. I don't know if you mentioned that. But it seems like there was some kind of fight between the Black Knife assassins and Iji. Is that what you said? We kill Blythe, though. Right? Whatever, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding. Okay, this next point touches on one of the oldest mysteries of Elden Ring, yet answers it in a way that almost seems too common sense. But why does Ranni's form resemble Melina's? We have nearly totally accepted the theory that Melina is the Glowmide Queen, and Torrent's familiarity with Melina and Ranni both is clearly established. So we know that Ranni is taken a form identical to her mentor, and that she looks just like Melina does. Does this not answer the question of Ranni's similarity to our maiden? Another point to add to this, though it's unclear on what it can mean, is that the most notable characters that we see enjoying sleep effects in the game are employing the sleep effects in the game are Ranni at the Church of Ella and Melina at the Forge of the Giants. Their similarities to one another are a mystery that have gone quiet in the community, one to which I believe this theory credibly offers an answer. If Ranni's first mentor was in fact the Glowmide Queen, then it makes sense why Ranni would become so radicalized against the Golden Order and betrayed her fate as an Empyrean. She could also have learned much from her mentor. That can be speculated upon, but that is a full topic in its own right. We know that Elden Ring, sorry, I'm like fully losing it at this point. We know Elden Ring is a game full of dualities, and it seems thematically appropriate that our Maiden of Fire may also be the Witch of Cold. Perhaps there are pieces missing that will alter this theory, but if there's nothing here at all, then we are left far more mysteries that are inconsistent with the manner in which FromSoft delivers their stories. Thank you for reading. Please share your thoughts. So thoughts being shared right now. So thematically, even outside of the game, there is a lot of overlap with the Glowmide Queen and the snowy crone. And I talked about this in a Twitter post a while ago, but I've never published this theory because I feel like it is so out there and it leans more into history and mythology than it does like the actual aspects of the game. But let me talk about it. So the snowy crone in like various myths across like Scandinavia and parts of Europe, like Frau Hole is a manifestation of the snowy crone, and then there's like a couple others, but I think it's like the Celtic belief, the Celtic calendar. When we get into Samhain, is that how you pronounce it? There's like the harvest season, and then at the end of the harvest season, like at the end of fall, we get into winter, and that is seen as like the time when it gets darker earlier, and it's also the time that the veil between the spirit world and the real world get like more, I guess, like thin. So you get into like ghost stories that kind of pop up in Europe and like European belief system around like the winter time. Like a lot of indigenous belief systems, sorry, is what I mean to say. But it's really neat that there's like this snowy entity that's associated with like ghosts and the spirit world and snow and like cold, which is like pretty cool of an overlap. But another thing that's like also pretty neat is that Ranni gives us the spirit calling bell that also has the 3 wolves, and the 3 wolves summon. We also see 3 wolves in like Farum Azula, and a lot of people speculate that the girl that's depicted in the statue in Farum Azula might be the Glowmite Queen, or might be like the lord that embodied death, because Farum Azula is like a giant floating mausoleum. So the wolves that Ranni give us might be in reference to her. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that kind of ties in stuff regarding the snowy crone, and also the Glowmite Queen. Yeah, Baba Yaga, Slavic, different region. Yeah, Baba Yaga also isn't associated with ice. She's just a cannibal. In Slavic mythology, we either drown or burn Marzana or Marana, the goddess of both death and winter. At the start of summer, we use a straw effigy to represent her. Yes, there's just like a lot of groups that identify winter with the concept of death. That makes sense because like agriculturally, a lot of our crops die during that season, and it's kind of like the fresh start of like a new, like a lot of like belief systems and traditions in early agricultural societies reflect the cycle of agriculture, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think it's just like interesting. Oh, Tim Diggity just uploaded a new lore theory on this topic. Okay, well, I'll watch that video. I'll watch that video tomorrow. We're gonna talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But I think the wolves are more tied to Mikla in my head. It's weird because like something that has always struck me about Ranni's like puppet design is that it looks a lot like the Royal Revenants, the Royal Revenant collars. They are, let me actually pull up. Let me see if Zlovsky has... Zlovsky, by the way, for those of you that are like super interested in like the video game assets, like the art and assets in the game, they take really awesome photos of in-game characters and like armor and stuff like that. So if you're interested in their work, check it out. Let me share. Also, I love this song. It's like goofy ass. Okay, Zlovsky. I know I found it the last time that we were actually on stream going through Zlovsky's stuff. We actually specifically also, woohoo! All the titties. Okay. Dragon's Dogma came out recently, so that kind of took precedence over Elden Ring. I wonder if I'll be able to find it quickly though. Oh, yes. So, something super interesting about the Royal Revenant collars that exist around Raya Lucaria, they use like weird mist to kind of like hide themselves when they're running around. The Snowy Crone may have had 4 arms. Yeah, these people have 4 arms. They also use bells to summon spirits. We know that the Snowy Crone, or Ranni's mentor, uses bells to summon spirits. They're in close proximity to Raya Lucaria. I kind of wonder if this group has any ties to the Snowy Crone at all, or like what their deal in Raya Lucaria is. But what's really important here is that they have the eyes of spirit callers. So spirit caller eyes are like a teal bluish color. These are like very milky eyes. Obviously they're supposed to look kind of undead, but the spirit caller snails also have this color. Let me see if I can just like pull that up. Also, I'm using Bing right now. I didn't realize that I'm using Bing. I'm cursed. I'm going to explode. I'm committing the first cardinal sin of using Bing. You can't even fucking see it because Bing is like trash garbage. Here we are. They have teal eyes. They have teal eyes. Rodrika is known to have spirit caller eyes, but her eyes are kind of like a tealish green. Ranni also has spirit caller eyes. It's weird. It's interesting. I'm curious about the Royal Revenant collars and their relationship to the Glowmide Queen. I just want to know. I just want to know. I do feel, however, that like Ranni's spirit face does look a little bit different than Melena's face. That's just my opinion. But I do kind of just like wonder. I wonder. I'm starting to lean more now towards Ranni's mentor maybe not being the Glowmide Queen, but being affiliated with the Glowmide Queen. I don't know. But like, I do think that the overlap and themes and like the overlap that we're discussing like makes total sense. And I agree with you. I agree with you. There's a lot. Oh, okay, wait. Cuke just sent me another one. Another Zlofsky post. Here we go. Okay. Could see these. This is how I sit at the computer when I'm trying to video game. Yeah. Got 4-armed, spirit calling, bell wielding people that ride on horses. It's pretty cool. It's neat. Why are they riding the horse like that? Listen, just like me, for real, for real. Holding the bell like that is unhinged. Yeah, like fully like, not like this. I mean, like you're riding a horse. Of course you have to hold it like that. Oh, Zlofsky's Flickr is much more organized than their Twitter. I'll have to follow them on Flickr. Can't lie, it is a mood though. Yeah, I'm just really curious about these guys. I'm curious about the Royal Revenant collars. I'm curious about their positioning in Mana Celeste and in the Halig tree. Some of them have more arms than others, but their arms don't look like they're the byproduct of grafting. They look like that is their physiology. I don't know. I do kind of see some scarification here. I don't know. It's hard to fucking tell. The horse has a lantern on it. Yeah, it does, on the front. Sick shit. I love their design. The art team really popped off with this one. You love to see it. Great theory. Thank you so much for submitting that. That was from Raybon. Thank you. Okay, wait, it's all speculation, but do you also think that there's something odd about Ranni's hat? It's always bugged me. The talk about it being, is it fabric or skin from the new trailer, always kicked it off. Or kicked... Yeah. Kicked me off. Yes, it definitely, like, Ranni's hat definitely has that, like I mentioned, that suede material, where you can't quite tell, like, it is on that border of it being leather or it being fabric. It's so interesting. and I'm very curious about it. There's also an innate buff if you wear that hat. It like boosts cold sorceries. The interior of the hat though, like the brim, definitely is like is also very weird. I don't know. Weird hat, cool hat, weird hat though, but so cool. Coolest hat that I know. Yeah, it's got that like fuzzy fibrous. I feel like it'd be very soft if you touched it, you know? It looks like she looks like a mushroom. 100% she does. Yeah, it reminds me of a fungus cap. 100%. 100%. Like the hat is definitely like the statement piece and everything else is just kind of like a like she's wearing a cloak that looks like it was Blythe's or something because she's cold, and then she's wearing just like her pajamas, but then she's got her statement piece, you know? The inside are blood vessels. It looks more like if you actually get a good picture of the inside of the hat. Thank you so much for the subscription. If you get a good picture of the inside of the hat, it actually looks like almost like crystals, like a snowflake crystalline. What is it called? What is that called? When things freeze, what is it? But yeah, it's cool. Frozen glass, yeah. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Vin. Mycelium? No! Rhyme. Lattice. Crystals. Fractals. Yes, fractals. Ice crystals. Yes. But yeah. She's so short. Okay, the next one that we have is from Arcane Ardeo. I just mentioned this in the general lore chat, but I'll say this here in case it gets lost somewhere, as I'm not sure anyone's brought it up before. Are all Omen male? There doesn't seem to be female depictions of them in the game yet. Someone mentioned that they could just be like the Lord of the Rings dwarves, and that male and female Omen just look really similar. I think it would be pretty interesting though if they were like calico cats. Only one sex is capable of showing the traits. Although I think in the case of calicos, I think it's like 1 in 3,000 chance that a calico cat can be born male. Kyuk said, in relation to that, it might be interesting if the Omen curse, which is the overflow of vitality, is only tied to men as women can give birth. Just fucking stop the chat. I definitely wonder about that. I wonder about that. I from what we can go off of based on like the in-game lore, they're all just male. Isn't the Omen dancer posted on the official Twitter page of female Omen though? Can you send a link to that? Don't search up Elden Ring female Omen. Like, it could be as simple as them not wanting to render female art assets for an enemy type, because that would just be like super cumbersome based on everything that they've had to take on with this game. Aren't the Bat Ladies technically Omen? I guess they might be Misbegotten. That's also where it gets a little ambiguous, right? A lot of people are curious as to the difference between the Misbegotten and the Omen. Omen are born with horns and aspects of the Crucible, whereas Misbegotten gain aspects of the Crucible by coming in contact with the Crucible itself. But either way, it kind of seems like they're similar to some regard. Oh, this character, we actually have no idea what their gender is. Sorry. Yeah, we have no idea what their gender is. A lot of people see female reproductive organs with the silhouette of this character. And like, I feel like if it is referencing like a female, it would be the Omen's affinity with the Formless Mother, I think that would be the reference. But as far as this character, we have no clue if this is male or female. There's no confirmation there on like who this is. Feet out equals beautiful lady. So all the female Omen, yeah, I think all female Omen might look like that image. What if regular Omen are female and the new one is male? Yeah, I mean, like, we simply do not know. But we know that some of the major players, if they're all female, then it's titties out. Yeah. Non-binary feet. Yeah. It might be worth noting that we don't know if the gender of Omen monsters, since we're only looking at secondary sex characteristics. Yeah, exactly. Like, a lot of the Omen characters could be titties out, you know? Does anybody know if Zlofsky has any Omen images? Like, this could be lady. This could be lady. This could be lady. You never know. This could be lady. These could be ladies. Could be lady. My non-binary envy goes crazy. So true. That one in the corner? This one? Or this one? Is Omen a type of lady? Also, wait, hold on. I'm gonna do a thing so that way chat can see, you guys can see each other. Hold on. Let me do something here. Mama. All right. So for those of you that are just joining us, the question that was posited is, are Omen lady? I think that we can say Omen are my favorite guy, yeah. I think that we can say with certainty that it's ambiguous enough that maybe. In my opinion, I feel like. I have linked to Zlofsky's Omen pics. Feel free to post that link in the chat. All right. Cool. There. Now you guys can see each other. Because I know that the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat don't get to interact often, so this is... Oh, nice. Good. Yeah, like, I really do feel like it's ambiguous enough. We don't know. We don't know their story. Hello, YouTube. That way you guys can see how quickly the chat moves and what I'm trying to keep up with. I am just one man. Unisex Omen, yeah. Yeah, all we know is that the horned ones are royal and noble. Yes, agreed. So we'll see. As Omen are often killed, if not born in royalty, maybe these are not alive Omen ladies. No, so like, they're not necessarily killed, Steven. They're just forced to live down in the sewers. But the ones who are royal have their horns exhumed, and a lot of them don't survive that. But a lot of them are forced to live in the sewers. Sometimes they're hunted down by the Omen killers, but for the most part, they're just forced into ghettos. In the base game, we got Margaret the Fell Omen. The DLC will be bringing us Margaret the Fell Woman. A sad face. Are there any human-shaped omens Or do Omen have to have these larger body types too, as identifiers like horns? So the sanguine nobles are a little thin. Sanguine nobles are a little thin. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why I did that with my hands. Sanguine nobles are thinner omens. They're not all shaped the same. Body positivity. Okay, wait. Is the formless mother's blood responsible for the horns? Because it seems like she can spawn black horns with creatures afflicted with the blood right, milady. So this is where it gets interesting, and like where my theory regarding the omens and the bloodletting ritual growing trees, it is kind of crazy, because before a lot of people used to think that omens were a byproduct of the Golden Order sealing away the Rune of Death, and that after Godfrey's era, that's when we started to see omen. But there's an interview with Miyazaki about how about the newest story trailer, and about how when Mesmer is attacking that like Roman city with the Jerusalem pillars, that that culture predated the Erd Tree. So it's very clear, and that city is an omen city. That city is an omen city. So it's very clear that this previous culture, it was in the interview that we went over yesterday where Miyazaki said, be excited to smell the new culture. Do you guys remember that? Because of the shitty localization. If someone could link that interview, that would be fantastic. But yeah, it definitely seems like the Omen existed prior to the Golden Order and prior to the Erd Tree. And it seems like the Omen culture are responsible for using blood to grow trees. I think this is also why the Dung Eater's like seed bed curse has to do with quite literally a seed bed, like for plants. But I think it's also obviously referring to reproduction and a bunch of other really gnarly implications. But I do think that it has to do with a seed bed or like a bed for trees or plants. And a lot of this has to do with like lineage, being born into royalty, and like a royal having their tree and then their kid having a tree. It's a whole thing symbolically that is pretty complex, and I love it. Eat that shit up. Marika can't just be repressing shit. She must feel threatened by the source of Omen. I agree. I think that I think this is my hypothesis. This is like what I'm thinking is happening. So I think that previous eras will grow their own tree, and then when they grow their tree, and I have like a pretty solid idea of how the trees are made, because we actually see some of the process happening with Alexander. But pretty much when you amass a bunch of bodies, or you like have a bunch of social attitudes, people that live within a society, we live in a society, you put them all together and then you fire them up and they become solidified, and then it becomes the tree. We also see it with Rykard and his like big snake vehicle, his big snake bus that he's building out of dead bodies. It's corpses and blood and fire. So Alexander puts Radon's corpse inside of him, and then he sits in the lava of Mount Gelmir, and then he challenges us to a duel with Rykard's like essence within him. Right? Why did I say Rykard? Sorry, Radon. Please help me with Radon's essence, please. That was a mistake. Radon. So it's very clear that like the crucible of life, or the container of life, is a lot of bodies mushed together and like put in the fire, which is also like a religious symbol too. Put on the pyre is something that's used in Dante's Paradiso regarding the Empyrean. I don't know, whatever. There's a lot going on here. I'm rambling at this point. Let's move on to the next theory. Oh, so he's cooking the Radon meat. That's why he was there. Yes, he's like stealing himself. He's like, okay, but wait, Rykard is totally doing something similar. The bodies in the serpent look exactly like the trailer bodies. They do, they are. And he's sitting in the lava in his boss room. He's consuming the bodies and he's sitting in the fire. Do you think he's like the Lord? I think, okay, wait, hold on, let me back it up. I think Rykard is like the iteration of Aldia. So Aldia, hold on, let me pull up this motherfucker. He's not as scholarly as Aldia, but so in Dark Souls, there's something called the Kiln of the First Flame, and hold on, let me fucking back it up. So in Dark Souls, there's something called the Kiln of the First Flame. This bad boy, this man, if you unlock the camera and you kind of back up, it's built on top of a tree. I need a fucking, hold on. Okay, stick with me, y'all. So the Kiln of Creation is sitting on top of a tree. So this is like a tree that this is sitting on. Okay, this is a fucking tree. Dark Souls 3, Kiln of the First Flame, inside the tree. Again, yes, yet again, on the tree. Okay, right? Cool. Aldia, who's trying to like figure, he's researching humanity, he's researching the undead, he's researching the Kiln of the First Flame, he's trying to figure out this cycle of life and death and immortality and all this other stuff. Well, okay, no, listen, this is Dark Souls 1, this is Dark Souls 3, this is Dark Souls 2. So Aldia is researching all this shit, right? And he's like, how the fuck do I do the tree of life and become the immortal tree and do the tree thing? Becomes a tree, sets himself on fire. He looks exactly like the Bed of Chaos. So he just does Izalith Part 2. Like he just like does, he's trying to figure it out and he just does Bed of Chaos Part 2. Okay. Miyazaki's using the same fucking thing. He's using the same thing in this game, in Elden Ring, where, oh wait, imagine Quelaag explaining all this to someone on public transport. Listen! Are you saying they're all linked in sequential? No, I'm not. I'm not saying they're all linked. I'm saying that Miyazaki is an iterative storyteller, and he set out on his journey to write a story, and each time he gets the opportunity to remake his Western fantasy game, he iterates on it and he makes it more sophisticated every single time. Bam, 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 bam. Anyway. We're getting into iterative storytelling metaphor zone. I have a whole video on this called like Totally Accurate Crucible Lore. Check that one out because I get into like the whole tree mythos. But yeah, I think what I'm trying to get at though, sorry, I got distracted by the chat. Let me finish my thought before I just like sit here in silence staring at the chat move. So I think what is happening is that in Dark Souls 1, the tree is the container for souls. It's like soul essence. I think in Elden Ring, he transitions a little bit away from the Kiln of Creation being powered by like soul essence. And instead it is a blacksmithy forge, a crucible, and quite literally like the bodies and the souls of the people that the tree is like not consuming, because the tree isn't consuming them. Think of the tree as a metaphor for like a cultural zeitgeist, like the attitudes and era of a particular economy, political system, or like rule. So like we currently have a tree in America, for example, and it's filled with like a bunch of social attitudes and ideas and conflict that is kind of like metaphorically what the tree serves in Elden Ring. I was literally gonna say it's like the economy. Yeah, because like, this is getting into like fucking economics, but like, or the psychology of economics, but the way that we like derive purpose from our place within society sometimes has to do with like the value of what we do in a given society and like how we place our value on ourselves and like the things that we contribute. Anyway, what do more horns mean? So I think that like, and I've talked about this in my other video, the ancestral followers sacrifice spiritual energy to entities that sprout more horns. So it seems like the people that sprout horns are the containers, and we put our spiritual energy into them, and then they become like new trees potentially. And it seems like because Marika wanted her tree to be the immortal tree, anything that has to do with new trees, she's like banned, outlawed, awful, I hate this. Not good. But I think that there is going to be like I think that there's going to be a flip side to this. Because I think that there's going to be this like, given Marika's attitudes about death, I think that there's going to be a lot of death that she's reacting to. Like, specifically, especially when we see like the big gored mass of bodies. Some people are, also this fucking song. Some people are speculating that she was responsible for the bodies in the trailer. I personally think that the bodies existed because in like a lot of Celtic and like Druid practices are being represented in the trailer, with the omen being suppressed, and a big portion of those early agricultural societies is the acknowledgement of death and the acknowledgement of how death can be reused and repurposed to like ash of the dead can be used in like crops in agriculture. So like death can then be used to bolster life. And so there's like a spirituality behind that, right? There's a spirituality about like where we go after we die, what our matter can be used for after our death. And then there's like the fear of death, the fear of like letting go. And some of the things that I think Queen Marika was reacting to, like the viscera, like the fact that she's so scared of all of that stuff, I think kind of plays into her motivations. Or the other interpretation is that she fully caused all of those dead bodies and she is like the second coming of Griffith. That can be another way that you can interpret it. So, but that is like fully, we don't know yet. And I'm excited to see what the dead bodies were caused by. We shall see. But I think given the culture of the previous era and the culture of the Druids and the culture of the Glowmaid Queen, I do think that death is something that was socially accepted and like acknowledged in that culture that she's trying to suppress by using mesmer. That is just my speculation based off the historical evidence that we saw in the trailer, but we'll see. I'm excited to see. No, I have not. Everybody keeps asking if I watched Tim's new video. No, I haven't yet. I promise. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to watch St. Trina's video and I'm going to watch Tim Diggity's video and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Sorry, I burped. Sorry, was that a Burke reference? Okay, let's continue, because I have a lot more shit to get to. Okay, so, Isawik posted one saying, my current theory on what is like the first three sentences of the story, or what the first three sentences of the story trailer mean. Okay, thank you, Isawik, for submitting this. Mikla the Kind spoke at the beginning, the seduction, the betrayal, an affair from which gold arose. I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking this line speaks of how Marika got involved with the Greater Will, or how the Greater Will seduced Marika into becoming a vessel for the Elden Ring. My current theory is that the Greater Will appealed to Marika's desire to protect herself and her family. If the Crucible relied on the death of the gods and the ends of their eras, it can mean that Marika was going to die. The seduction of the Greater Will offering the prospect of immortality, the betrayal, and then being betrayed by Marika against the previous age that she was born into, leading to the war unseen. This whole process from is the affair from which gold arose, the relationship between the greater will and Marika, leading to the age of the Earth Tree. I could get behind this. I'm still a little bit more, oh, sorry, hold on. I'll talk about how to get into the Discord later. But give me one sec. Okay, so a part of me still thinks that, like, okay, let me ask you guys a question. Let me pose you guys a question. When you guys went down to fight the Elden Beast, when you guys went below the world and saw the boss room and heard the music, what was your initial impression about the Elden Beast? How did you feel when you tell me how you felt when you encountered it? Like, how did you feel when you saw the Elden Beast for the first time? Phallic. I felt lonely. Magical. Holy dragon. Okay, wait. Alien, bloodborne, great one, fat dinosaur. I missed torrent. Space fish. Sad. Tiny, scared. Yeah, like celestial nervous system. That's a good one. Space dick. I felt sad. A lot of people saying they felt sad. Lonely. Majestic. Weirdly impersonal. Yeah. Yeah. I felt like I was supposed to be kind of sad. Cosmic horror. I definitely felt like when I encountered it that it didn't strike me as an entity or like a being that had the same worries or shape or form or intentions as like a human or a mortal or a god. Does that make sense? Like, it felt like when I first encountered Estelle or like the Falling Star Beasts, where it felt like I was looking at a bug. Like, it felt like, yeah, Princess Mononoke. For those of you that aren't familiar with like the Nightwalker in Princess Mononoke, there's like a god. I feel the same exact way. Oh, I didn't mean to do this. Oh, why did I fucking do this? Oh my god, where's my display capture? Blow that up. Okay, sorry, hold on. I felt like, here we go. Okay. So, the Nightwalker in Princess Mononoke is very much the same thing. Like, it kind of feels like it is inconsequential to... Not inconsequential, that it can't, like, fathom humanity. Or that, like, it doesn't have the same worries or pressures or struggles or understanding of humanity. It's, like, totally alien and incomprehensible, but in a way that kind of like humbles you a little bit. And I feel that way about nature too. Like, if you go out into nature and look out on the nature, you stand on a vista and you look out on it, like life is just kind of happening without you. And there's like a cycle that's happening and it's totally like not concerned with the worries of like being like a conscious being trapped in like a human society or like a human construct. It is like at its like bare essentials, just like a creature on a completely different wavelength. Yeah, it is like, yeah. And so when I saw the Elden Beast, that's kind of how I thought too. The only human elements of the Elden Beast that made me feel like there was any kind of intention is when the Elden Beast crushes Radagon and uses him as a sword. That is the only moment where I see any clear sense of intent. Or like something that even resembles like humanity, like the intent of violence and like using like a weapon. But I talked about this before in like Dante's Paradiso, in kind of like the highest layer of like heaven, there's a celestial fire where God's will and man's will become a singular will. And I think that sometimes, I think that that's like a pretty huge spiritual metaphor, but I think that sometimes like our insecurities or our fears or our suffering can sometimes get like caught up in religious ideology, and we then do harm unto others. And I think that Marika kind of embodies that. And I think that the greater will is a little bit of this celestial idea of order. It's like a very loose concept that's like unaware of us, unaware of humanity. There's like order and there's chaos, because a frenzied flame is chaos. But I think that all of the suffering that has to do with like societal structures and economies and politics in Elden Ring have to do with Marika. I think they all have to do with Marika. I think it has an agenda, but definitely does not give a shit about anything other than holding onto its power. Yeah, but I think that like there can be order in a different way. And I think that it was Queen Marika's intentions and fears and ideology that caused it to get that way, and that's Goldmask's whole ending. Goldmask's whole ending is making order transcendental as a concept and having it to be about not politics, not mortality, not anything else, but like an ideology of order. So is the Gex earlier society perfect or better? That is the whole point of this game, I think, is for you to kind of figure out, is death and suffering like a noble truth in life? And if it is, maybe that era is better, but there is a large degree of suffering that comes with it inherently. It's kind of like the same thing with like Malenia and Rot. Like Malenia is perpetually suffering, but she's transcending because of it, right? Like we can see like the goodness of death and rot and passing on the ashes to like bolster new life and like births. But there's sadness that comes with that. Like there's like letting go of your neighbors and your friends and your family and yourself. And it's really painful and it's hard. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I guess it's up to the player to figure out how they want to like move forward with everything that's already been done. Like we can burn the tree down and start fresh, like start completely over, make time, like hit the hard reset button on like time and space and like blow up all concepts. But ultimately history might repeat itself anyway. So like what point does that serve? Or we can continue to like iterate on the wheel of spirituality that's already fundamentally broken. Or we can choose to like let spiritual concepts exist further away from us. But it's like kind of up to the player to like come to their own conclusion. Kind of also like, sorry, side note, it's funny that we're listening to the Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne soundtrack while I talk about this, because like the whole premise of that game is the same as this. But it's good shit. It's good shit. I love it. I love a spiritual dilemma. Anyway. I'm going to continue. Sorry, I'm going to continue now that we were talking about the greater will. And disparity. Okay, wait. And so true was Shadowborn. I think this refers to the lands of Shadow. This place with the Crucible and the whole previous era is hidden away, shadowed by the greater will and/or Marika. The war was unseen and called because it was fought under the veil, but seemingly refers to an uprising by Crucible faithful against Mesmer and the Erdtree faithful. I agree with you on that. I will say too, the word shadow is like kind of bizarre and weird because Enya refers to the Glowmaid Queen's rune as the shadow of Marika's rune. And the Forbidden Shadow, sorry. So there's a lot there. And then the fact that they're quite literally like inverted runes is also really important. So I think that is, yeah, shadow is such a loaded word here. It really is. It really is. They're very similar runes also. Yeah, they're just inverted. They're twins of each other. But it's pretty clear that these twins were born... like, before I used to think that Queen Marika and the Glowmaid Queen were twins. And that they were born on, like, opposite poles of each other. But now I almost think that, like, the Glowmaid Queen embodied all things. Or had, like, the ring that had all concepts. And then it wasn't until Marika broke the ring or, like, took pieces of the ring and then divvied it up. And it kind of seemed like what was left was, like, the shadow and then the light. So, I don't know. It could be that the Glowmaid Queen and Marika were, like, fully unrelated. Or maybe the Glowmaid Queen was Marika's mother. Or maybe she was, like, an older entity. I don't know. But it's really interesting. That's what Gwyn did. Yeah. 100%. He, like, took the flame and, like, divvied it up. Or I guess there were different flames, but yeah. Sorry, my allergies are fucking driving me crazy. Do you agree with the theory that Melina is the Glowmaid Queen? Yeah, I've talked about it before. I think that I have it in a video too, my butterfly video, where I definitely think that Melina is a fragment or an aspect of the Glowmaid Queen for like a zillion different reasons. There's like a lot of evidence that she is. Like, she flat out talks about destined death and has a glow eye, so like I mean, like, she's affiliated with her somehow. But okay, let's move on to Twitter. There's a lot of Gex, maybe 1,000, maybe 100, yeah. Okay, sidetrack, teeny mini theory. If the corpse pile at the beginning is the Crucible, which itself is the primordial form of the Erd Tree, what if the golden amber or tree sap that contained a life force is actually just corpse wax? It might explain why the sap was no longer being produced. It dried up without death existing to replenish the corpses. Yes, and I also think this is why tree resin and corpse wax are like interchangeably used in this game's lore. At first I didn't understand because I was like, this obviously doesn't make sense. Like, this is very high fantasy, very fiction, that like tree resin or like wax that would typically be used in plant grafting. Obviously that wouldn't work with like skin grafting because we have different cellular makeups. Like, plants and animals don't have the same types of cells. But it makes sense in this world that like those things are actually quite convoluted because the tree is bodies. So it's interesting. But yeah, I love the corpse wax in the game. It's such a good lore item, and it pops up so much. Okay, let's move on to Twitter. For those of you that are curious about like the Discord, I currently have it locked right now. I only give it out to like select people. You can gain access to it through my Patreon, but like for the most part it is on lockdown, not because I'm trying to gatekeep it or because I'm trying to like paywall it, but because we recently have had to deal with like a couple of stalkers and I just need a break. Me and my moderators need a break. My moderators are not getting paid because I don't make enough money to like have people on payroll. I make enough money to like barely pay rent. So unfortunately we just don't have like the bandwidth to be... We're on lockdown. We're on lockdown right now until we figure out a better solution. But I think I might switch over to like Microsoft Forms and link it. Yeah, Breeber is like, please. Bree's one of my mods, by the way. I might just make Lore Theory Thursdays a Microsoft Form thing or like a Google Doc thing where people can submit their form to me and then I can like go through it on the back end. I think that would be the best way for me to go about doing it from here on out. Wait, chat, what are the Gex? So the Glowmaid Queen abbreviated is just GEQ, and sometimes we call it Gek on here as like a joke. But yeah, the Discord ring has been shattered. We already jokingly started like a cult that was called the Touch Grass Cult. where you just are supposed to go out every day for like 5 minutes and like touch grass. But we already had a dissent and a schism where people are like, do I go touch grass even if there is a blizzard outside? And then the fundamentalists were like, yes, you do. And then I was like, no, do not do that. If it is a risk to your health, do not go outside during a hurricane. And so we got a good old fashioned spiritual dissent. It was really good. It was a joke. This is a total joke, but like it was a joke that did happen. But it was fun. It was good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 5 the fundamentalists, yeah. The touch grass fundamentalists. Then I'm a fundamentalist. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Doomer. Doomer Creatine. Thank you so much for the subscription. Who's the grass anti-pope? Oh man, I don't remember who it was that started the whole... Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to Twitter. Let's move on to Twitter. Once again, sorry about my sniffles. How did I end up here? Do I have this bookmarked? Awesome, I should actually pin this. There we go. So that way people can know what I've worked on. Because I promise, I worked in the game industry and I lost my job. Please hire me. That's great. Theory. Okay, wait, let's go do this in order. Well, let's attempt to do this in order. Okay. I probably don't need more online content to consume, so thank you for locking your Discord. Oh no. Okay, all right. Oh man, I don't think I could ever work for From Software, to be honest. Oddspace. They, I mean, they're like I don't speak Japanese. They're a Japanese company, I don't know. Like, it would just be impossible. But yeah, any thoughts on this? This is George. Girl. Come on, Microsoft Edge. I don't mean to be using Microsoft Edge right now, but... Okay. In the Middle English ballad, Sir Orfeo, sorry. A retelling of the story of Orpheus, the other world is accessed through a grafted tree. If you search... I'm not going to try to pronounce this, I'm sorry. Yimp tree? Can somebody help me with the pronunciation of this? You'll find an article in the shadow, called In the Shadow of the... Somebody help me with the pronunciation, please. Yimpy. Yimpy. Skibbity toilet. Stop. Okay. I always thought this view showed us the tree isn't what it was at first, hidden to us from the other side, but it hinted at with the golden illusions, Godric's grafting, and the appearance of the minor trees. George R. R. Martin will be aware of this ballad because there's a token translation. Interesting weaving in the different mythologies. Okay, sorry. I'm like trying to make sure I catch up with everything that they're saying. I will say yes. I think, okay, so like, it's pronounced GIF. Baka I actually don't know. Can, somebody, can you tag Shrimp or me in the board if you posted it on the Discord? I don't think so unless you linked it in the Twitter thing. So I want to talk about this really quick. I definitely, there's a bunch of different tree myths that are all, I definitely am like a really big, I'm very critical of, and this is like in tune with how academia is right now, but I'm very critical about comparative mythology. Everybody should be. I think that there are like actual like historic instances where comparative mythology has happened. So we talked about Greca Interpretatio on my channel before, where the Greeks took a lot of the Egyptian pantheon and incorporated them into their mythos, and they stole, but they also like borrowed a lot of ideas because they saw parallels between them. But I do think that like there are a lot of people like Joseph Campbell and like Young who tried to push the comparative mythology thing a lot further, and like I know that there are a lot of groups that have criticized them for oversimplifying or for ignoring some nuances regarding some of their cultural beliefs and myths. So I just want to make sure that like I'm very careful when I talk about comparative mythology, because I think it's legit, but I also think that like we have to just be very careful. Oh my god, thank you for all the memberships. Jesus, that all came through like at the right time. But there's a couple of like really cool tree myths that I think are all being represented. I don't just think it's the Yggdrasil. I do think that the Yggdrasil is a very large inspiration for the Erd tree, especially given the origin of the naming convention and everything like that. But I do think that we get, hold on. I do think that we get the I do think that, or is it Ra? Sorry, hold on. We get, oh shit. Why does Microsoft Bing like try to consume my life? All right. Hey, thank you so much for the subscription. Okay, so we have Ra in Egyptian mythology, who is depicted protecting this tree of life with a sword, and he looks like a cat here. He's depicted as a cat. The Watchdog Guardians definitely have like a Lesser Key of Solomon aesthetic to them, but I do think that like there's some really interesting inspiration being taken from Egyptian mythology as well because of Greca Interpretatio. We talked about it on like a video before. I think, yeah, it's a pastiche of ideas. I think it's intended. And we've also talked, I want to use Godfrey. Hold on. I want to use Godfrey as like a, oh my god, Bing! Bing is ruining my life. I keep like accidentally using Microsoft Edge for a couple of reasons, or intentionally using it, but then it just wants to default to Bing every time I try to change my goddamn default search engine. Hold on. One moment, everybody. Give me one moment. Okay. So when we were breaking down Godfrey's visual design, there's Arthurian myth being represented here. There's Celtic imagery being represented here. There is Eurasian Badlands being represented with Horaloo. Godfrey is like not just one particular cultural group. He is like a bunch of them. And he is a bunch of them throughout history. So he's like several thousand years of Western history, specifically between, like I would say like he's almost all of the tribes. But like some people pointed out that the pommel and that like his, some of his armor pieces are Celtic, but then there's also some like Greek and Roman, like early Greek stuff with like the Colosseums that he was involved with. There's Welsh. Yeah, there's Welsh representation. There's a lot of him. Yeah, he's Mr. Worldwide. A man that can do it all, 100%. So like he's fully everybody. So when people are like, oh, this is also, sorry for the mispronunciation that I'm about to do, Kuklin. Is that how you pronounce it? People will say like he's incredibly Celtic. People will say he's incredibly, yeah, there's a lot. So, Mr. Mars, did you say his armor was Greek? I was saying, so like the Horaloo Colosseum armor is Greek. And he was the one who established the Colosseums. Cuchulainn. Cuchulainn. I love asking people Celtic pronunciations because I always get like 5 or 6 different ones. It's my favorite. Cuchulainn. Okay. So we have like a zillion. So there's parts of his armor that are Arthurian. There's parts of his armor that are like we got some Lorica Plumata. We got some like Celtic cross with his like sigil. We got it all, babes. He's giving it all. He's giving Allfather for like most cultures in that area. And I feel like that is kind of the nature of a lot of different groups and like buildings and pieces of art, is that it's like hundreds of years of different cultures and like all the different groups that existed in like a particular area from like a certain period of time to another period of time, all condensed into like one being. Oh my god. Oh dang, I never made the Cuchulainn connection because of Fate and SMT melted my brain into the mental image of him being an anime twink. Yeah, I can see it. Cuchulainn also had a beast form or a warped form that he could take on when he was enraged. Yes. Oh my god, check out Stephen Lougheed for books. Lawhead or Lougheed? Excellent insight into Welsh and Celtic myth, and also has pronunciation guides at the beginning. Yes, I'll definitely check it out because that's like my weak spot. It's really fucked up. Like when I was taking a lot of my history and art history courses, we focused so much on Mesopotamia and we touched on so much of like Greek and Roman culture. And then they like talk about like the Crusades and they talk about like a couple of other things and they're like, yeah, like Celtic, and then they like, they show us like Bibles that have like very unique like imagery and like art in the margins because of Celtic culture, but that's like all they fucking touch on. It's so fucking annoying. So like my pronunciation and my like my background with it is awful. A lot of it's self-taught. I wonder if Sirach forced himself grafted on Godfrey as revenge or a means of survival, then inserted himself into Marika's inner circle and stuck. Horaloo axed him at first chance. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. There's like... Oh my god, is Amos in the chat? Shout out to Western Style Guy. They drew my new icons. Okay, wait, Irish pronunciation of... Okay. Colin. Yeah. The Enya. Oh man. Oh no, sorry. I was trying to shout them out for your icon. Thank you. The K is okay. The K. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a video of someone pronouncing it. Sometimes like video text walkthroughs on how to pronounce things doesn't work, and I always get it wrong. I fucking misspelled pronounce. This is where we're at. Oh shit. You know what? Sorry. I'm also having an issue with Microsoft Edge where now it's like perpetually muted, and it's not muted in my settings or in the browser itself. It is just like somehow muted. Okay. Thanks, ads.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this demigod from Celtic mythology in general, therefore Irish and Scottish.
Full-on cookie.
We are looking at how to pronounce Cuchulainn. Cuchulainn.
Is that right? Cuchulainn? Hold on.
Kuchellen.
Oh, okay. That is no. That is totally different. That is totally. Yeah, this is a French man.
Kuchellen. Kuchellen.
Kuchellen. Long cookie. He sounds so exasperated. Yeah, this dude can't pronounce shit. Those videos suck, by the way. Yeah, I know. We're just like trapped. We'll just call him Satana instead. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it. Kuchellen? So people are saying, what does this guy have to do with Godfrey? So the allegories, there are there's the story where he spears himself to a rock, correct? There's also the hanged man imagery, but there is a an image of Godfrey. Am I about to play myself? Here, there's this image of Godfrey during his time in the Badlands. It appears that he was speared to a tree, and so we're getting a bunch of different imagery here regarding the hanged man, which is a man who hangs himself from a tree in penance. But we're also getting this imagery of him potentially being speared and shot at, given like his time at war. But there are a lot of different All-Father type entities across the. That's so. I mean, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is he's speared. He's speared. Like he is pinned up to a tree. He's pinned up there, and that's like in relation to a bunch of different entities across myth, across like comparative mythology. Crucified, yes. Strung up in a tree, yes. And yes, Odin hung himself, but like the imagery, yeah, Odin both hung and speared himself. The imagery is like penance. The imagery is penance to gain wisdom, to wait in discipline. You can kill yourself for penance. That's rad. I mean, like, he's able to get back up again. Most religious figures that like do this are able to continue to live after. They're a little bit special. They're a little different. They're built different. But yeah, the hanged man is like the trope of this. Hanged man. Hanged man. Hanging upside down from the tree. Trying to gain enlightenment. Ignore the like really gnarly images of weird mutilated corpses. Anyway. But yeah. Oh, does Siraj have no eyes? Everybody's asking in the chat. Does Siraj have no eyes? I think in this they're both just like kind of dead. I think they're both just kind of gored and like kind of dead, you know? Like all of them, all of the images of the, hold on, let me start off. Let me do something. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like all of the fucking homies in the intro cinematic are like dead.
In general, my style is about leaving.
Oh. We're getting so many like desserts. Okay. Long cookie. All right, so is this the right one? Yeah, everybody's waking up from being dead. So this motherfucker's dead. This motherfucker's dead. Presumably, I know that some people, so he's definitely like scribing something here. I wonder if he died from asceticism, from like fully not eating. Like, this is a hydration reminder. Please drink water. Please drink water. He died here. Fia was supposed to have died, but she's being woken up. All of them are being woken up by the guidance of grace. All of them were supposed to have died. This man was hung. Gideon was also literally in his casket. All of them are trying to fucking die, but they're getting woken up by the guidance of grace. Resurrected equals still alive. Yeah. We're cutting into the weeds. We're getting into the weeds. Okay, wait. I needed a reminder. Thank you. Yeah. Gideon looks long dead. Yeah. Gideon's art is like insane, and I love it. So like the inside of his casket are lined with ears, and then he has a box of eyeballs. Insane. I love it. I love it. Imagine the smell. Oh, you can also see his face. He looks so crispy here. Like, he looks dead. I never noticed the Gideon gnome. Are you talking about the like gargoyle that's holding his staff? Is he being grave robbed? No, he's got there's like gargoyles. Some of them are like holding up his stuff, like his relics. This one's holding his staff. But yeah, interesting shit. You love to see it. I was kind of disappointed the first time I saw the intro cinematic, given how gorgeous the trailer was, but it actually goes kind of hard. Honestly, like going through the trailers as you're playing. So I remember when I was playing Elden Ring the first time, I must have watched this and the cinematic story trailer where Ranni's telling you about the Night of the Black Knives. I watched those like 100 times during my playthrough. Like at each point, like I would beat Renala, watch the trailer. I would beat Radon, watch the trailer. Like I would go through and rewatch it because I felt like every time I was rewatching it after learning more and more about the story, I was like getting more and more from those trailers. It was fucking sick. It was awesome. Definitely recommend that for when like we play through the new game. When we play through the DLC, I'm sure we're going to be watching this last story trailer like a jillion times, and we're going to be like, what the fuck? He really put that in there? What? Yeah, I never realized the transition between Marika and Radagon in the trailer. Yes, this beginning part. Hold up.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
So there's Marika. And then there's Radagon. Like they did such a good job with that. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay. It is 1:27 right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a really quick break to eat lunch. And then from there, I'm going to continue getting through all of the stories. What am I saying? Getting through all the lore stuff. I'm really hungry. Everybody go eat. We'll be right back. We're going to get through the rest of the Twitter posts. If you guys have a theory and you want it submitted, go submit it over on Twitter. I have a thread that's up right now where you can... Old people smell? Oh, hey. What do you know? Why did we get old people smell? I built my For You page brick by brick. Okay, wait. This is the thread that you can submit on. We're gonna try to get through as many. We have 39 submissions. So after we get through this after I eat. We'll get through this. And then I guess isn't there the state of play today at 3 p.m.? I am anticipating Alan Wake 2 DLC news. Is that today? Wait, is that today? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we'll watch the state of play together too, if you want to. Any thoughts on Mesmer's speech patterns in the trailer? It's very poetic. Yeah, we can go back and watch that trailer too. I kind of want to. Cool. 3 p.m. today. Yes. Okay, so that gives me enough time to eat, gives us enough time to go through some theories, and then we'll watch the state of play together. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, be right back. Be right back, y'all. All right, it's come to my attention that I missed a bunch of people on the Discord, so I will I will get to it. Hold on one sec, y'all. Ooh, I'm cold. Let me go get a jacket really quick. I'm a little cold. I'm a little chilly. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Hold up. Let me... Did my music disappear? No. We just quiet. What just happened? Did my headset die? I think my headset may have died. Hey, Amos! We were just talking about you earlier. Okay. Oh, and I just fucked up my camera. Okay. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. Hey! There we go. Okay. Let's get back on it. Oh, my Mira board is right above that. Wait, sorry, which? Are you talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog board? Wait, who are you in the chat? Sorry. Panzer cameo. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, no, oh my god, okay. Oh, the Norns. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Oh, we're doing like a full-blown PowerPoint presentation. Okay, wait, hold on, let me move. I'm gonna be down here. Okay, cool. All right. Let's get at it. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. We're coming back from lunch, so I'm gonna be like a little bit disoriented, but let's just like fucking dive in. I have like a couple other Discord submissions that I need to get through before we get to the Twitter ones. And then we're going to be doing that until the State of Play. And then I'll probably watch the State of Play briefly. We'll see how long we can get into it before I have to like go, because I need to go take my boy to see Garfield. So it's going to be like a very chaotic and very fast day. So let's jump into it. The Norns and their wells, Marika and the Eternal Cities, and you, or Norse mythology and how it broke me. Who are the Norns? The Norns, or the Skuld, are described as three maidens that draw water from Uthrabrunur, one of the three wells whose spring waters support the great tree roots of the Yggdrasil and the rivers in the Nine Realms. Their arrival from Jotunheim heralded the end of the golden age of the gods. Not much is given in terms of personal descriptions aside from their relative ages. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Uhra being the oldest and Skuld being the youngest. Interestingly enough, Skuld holds another position as a Valkyrie. Uton. Okay, these are called Valkyrs. Them Odin sends to every battle. They determine men's fairness and award victory. She's called Skud to ride. Okay, cool. Jotunheim. Okay. Thankfully, I've already like gone through the gauntlet of trying to pronounce Uthrabrunner. So I made like a whole ass video on that, so I already know how to I know how to enunciate kind of. But some of these names I haven't tried yet, so. Norn, Old Norse to Twine. Well of Fate. They're like the fates of Greek myth. Yeah, also Cooper's gonna bark. Okay. Hey, baby. You're okay. Okay, let me also pick, I love this song, One More God Rejected, but I need something a little bit more chill. So hold on one sec. Okay, so what do? Living beneath the Yggdrasil, they draw water from the well. The Norns are governed by the fate of existence, of which each and every single spring they wove into their tapestry. At the birth of every newborn child, the Norns would visit them and determine their fate that was allotted. In chapter 16, the Norns and Uthrabrunner are explained further as servants of the Yggdrasil, gathering the well's water and mixing it with the surrounding mud to pour over the Yggdrasil to prevent it from rot and decay. Anything that enters the well's waters becomes white as the membrane called the skin that lies around the inside of the eggshell. There's like the white waters around. I know that Uthrabrunner is also the name of one of the wells too. But yeah. Oh shit, okay. The wells, yeah, here we go. Uthrabrunner, Asgard, or the realm of the gods, the nameless eternal city. This well is stated to be, wait, hold up. Stop really quick. I'm pumping the brakes. I'm pumping the brakes really quick. Baka, did you see my video on the Celestial Claymen? Have you watched that one yet? Because we may have covered the same exact thing. I sped run the shit out of that though. The Bubblemans. No, this isn't. We're not. I don't even know if they're here anymore. If Baka is still here. Should I keep going? Oh no, wait. Go to the second half, though, as it pertains to the DLC. Should I play the Clayman video? Really quick? Let me do that. Hold on. Let me do that just super fast as like... I think that it... I think that it might... Never mind. I'll do this and then we'll watch the Clayman video and then we'll we'll knock it out because the Clayman video is super short. It's like a minute or two long. We were able to condense all the information. But anyway, let's do this. Uthra Brunner, the realm of the gods, the nameless eternal city. The well is stated to be directly beneath the Yggdrasil, within the lands of Aesir, Asgard. The spring in the home of the Norns is so holy that the water turns anything it enters white, or that enters it white. This specific well is also where Odin hung himself for 9 days from the boughs of the Yggdrasil and learned runes that would become the gift of language. It is also stated that this is the home of the 2 swans from which all swans descended. And so we get like the twin bird stuff. Niflheim, the realm of the mists, or Noxtella, said to be where Nidhogg and the host of other snakes reside, gnawing on the base of the Yggdrasil. A second location is attributed to Nidhogg, which is the Strand of the Dead. I think you and I might have different takes on this one, so I'm going to keep reading yours. I thought that I actually feel that that Baldir / Godwyn takes the place of Nidhogg in like the myth, if that makes sense. I think Fortisax is our equivalent of Nidhogg, and the basilisks are the equivalent of that. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to keep reading yours because I think that we have different takes. Okay. Mimisbrunner, Jotunheim and the realm of the giants. Mimisbrunner and its guardian Mimir possess wisdom, knowledge of the 9 realms. To gain this, Odin sacrificed one of his eyes that still remains in the well. This one I think we came to the same conclusion on. Marika Sorciel can be found in Shiofra at the base of a waterfall. Yes. Listen, I know this last one's a reach, but I think it's worth noting that Moog, the only character associated with the Mother of Truth, hiked his ass all the way down to be at the Old Mausoleum and Nokron, which can be admittedly loosely tied to Mimisbrunner to start his dynasty, but as a selling point, both the Mother of Truth and the well requiring a sacrifice on Marika, the ruling deity's eye, is found here. Yeah, that's a pretty good comparison. So I think you and I actually have Hifilgelmir and Uthra switched, potentially, but I do think that Uthra having like the white waters does like track. But once again, I think these are all loose inspirations for the lands between, so elements of them could be like used interchangeably. But I'll talk about that later. But I do think that this ulcerated tree spirit and like the rot that's happening does make sense in your interpretation of it, for sure. So what the fuck does that actually mean? In the opening story trailer, we see Marika reaching inside of a stylized womb, pulling the strands of what seemingly is the base material of the Elden Ring. These scenes, combined with the imagery of Marika binding or twining the strands of fate and holding them aloft, to me, cements her status as one of the 3 Norns discussed previously. We could draw parallels not only between their purpose of binding the fates of the gods and their intentions to prevent the Yggdrasil from rot, but also draw significant parallels between the Great Wells and their counterparts in the lands between, the Eternal Cities. Now, we have to jump a little bit. I'm sorry. We know that the House of Karya is loosely intertwined with the history of the Eternal Cities and the astrologers. They venerate a group of mysterious figures only known as the 3 Sisters. While a lot of us have operated under the assumption that the 3 Sisters refer to the 3 Eternal Cities and the great rivers that run through them, I wonder if this group also is in reference to the Norns. We know that the Norns govern the fates of the gods as well as man, the same way that the Elden Ring and the Amber Starlight Shards do. Theoretically, if the Norns do exist in the lands between, they reasonably would have been the first astrologers, as fate is dictated by the stars within the universe. So now we've dubiously tied the Norns to the Eternal Cities and the 3 Sisters, we can move forward a little bit. The Norns individually represent past, present, and future, or beginning, middle, and end. If we run under the previous assumption that Marika is a Norn, then she would represent one of the 3. Now, pinning the specific identities to the Norns is basically guesswork, but assuredly she would represent the beginning or the past, given her ties to the concept of birth, and while her counterpart would represent the end or the future, Skuld is also described as an arbiter of death, taking in part the selection of the slain. Now, who do we know that's diegetic Sorry, I can't pronounce anything. A diegetic counterpart to Marika's order and is the bringer of death. That's right, it's the glow-eyed queen the whole time. The prominent twin bird imagery in the Eternal Cities in Caria is at large. And in Caria at large, we can place the glow-eyed queen's influence to that era and possibly prior to it. Her iconography stretching all the way across all 3 Eternal Cities and all 3 wells lends herself to being a driving force in the Eternal Cities' cultures, and a solid candidate for one of the 3 sisters, especially so when considering the parallel between the twin birds, giving birth to the Deathrite birds, and the pair of swans that live within the well of the Norns who gave birth to all swans. Additionally, I don't believe it's a stretch to mark their influence going all the way back to the era of Eldenjon when considering one of the Norns' names is written as Erd, almost commonly when anglicized. Okay, so now that we've officially tied Marika to her twin counterpart sister, the Glow-eyed Queen, as 2 of the 3 Norns who govern life and death, we can move on to the end. So here's the shield depicting the twin bird. And I definitely think, so for context, the twin birds in Carian mythology that we've been talking about are the cuckoo. And like, whether or not the cuckoo are related to the Deathrite birds and the twin birds are kind of up for debate. But I do think that they kind of do. I do think that the cuckoo like are loosely referencing this idea of the spiritual self and the physical self, because the cuckoo are like an order that are making sure that mages don't interrupt that cycle, and anybody that uses primordial glintstone magic to house their soul and move it between physical bodies is deemed a witch or a heretic, and there's all that like neat shit. So I do think that that tracks. But let's keep going. Too long, don't want to read. All in all, this post is a long ass post to say that I believe that in the story trailers and the opening scene, this is Marika functioning in and cementing her capacity as a Norn. She betrayed her sisters by subjugating the fate of Mesmer, son of the Glow-eyed Queen, on the night of his birth. This, along with the subjugation of those slain in the War of the Shaded Lands, offered up as tapestry to bind the cosmos anew. Marika stole Mesmer's fate and adopted him as a bastard of war. After all, George R. R. Martin does love his prisoner adoptees. Additionally, I think that Marika ordered the destruction and the sealing of the Nameless Eternal City to prevent anyone else from learning how to write the runes that govern the laws of the universe, as its description and location match the one with Uthra. That is like actually kind of like interesting, and I'm so curious about Mesmer's birth. One of the questions that was brought up for this Lore Theory Thursday, I think on Twitter, is somebody was asking the question of like, at what point was Mesmer born? Does that confirm that Radagon was always a part of Marika? Because like Mesmer seems to be born before a lot of Godfrey's children. And is Mesmer an adoptee, or does he have red hair because of Radagon always being genetically like a piece of like Marika's identity? So I'm kind of interested. Wait, so in the theory, are the stringy runes a little nod to the threads of fate? Yes. And also I think too, the gift of language, runes are quite literally letters. So it ties into that mythology like quite well. Also Cooper Snore. So hell yeah, Baka. Okay, so where does Mikola fit in? Okay. Marika's genocidal culling of the Omen and the Godskin in this era is intentional, as they, alongside Beastkind, were the first to be blessed by the grace of primordial crucible tree. In an item description of the beast blood that is guaranteed to drop from enemies associated with the crucible, lion guardians and rune bears, we can see that they still possess grace to some degree. However, these are the vestiges of the crucible remaining within their blood, or fragments of dead tarnished grace that is yet to be determined. I definitely think that this is fragments of grace. Yeah, this glimmering blood never rots or decays. I definitely think it's like fragments of the grace. This is where it actually gets unhinged. Everything before this is pretty grounded. The mental illness is in the room with us. Yeah, it was Moog. Did nothing wrong post the whole time I tricked you. Before you guys are mean to me on the internet, remember I look like this right now. Same though, Baka. Okay, so let's talk about Moog. Is this a Moog forgiveness conspiracy? Okay. Let's get it. Let's get in it. Also, Pepsi, I'm still open for sponsorships, by the way. Okay. Moog, having glimpsed what was taken from him and the truth of Marika's depravity and her subjugation of the world, took it upon himself to subvert history. Using Vare, he grooms the Tarnished to seek out the path of grace, up until the point where they're meeting with the Two Fingers. But why would Moog and his closest advisor assist the Tarnished in their journey to repair the Elden Ring when they have a vested interest in the dawning of their own age? This is also something that I'm like curious about, because why the fuck don't we have like a Moog ending? It just kind of seems like there was like Moog was being propped up to have his own path, and then like, because there's all this stuff that Vare is like, don't come down to Mogwin Dynasty until the time is right. Do not come down here. Do not come down here. If you're loyal to us, don't come down here until I tell you to. But then there's never a point in the game where he tells us that it's cool for us to like go down and hang out. You know, like when was he supposed to get his age, his era? Whatever. Volcano Manor should have had its own ending too. I agree. What the hell? Okay. Using Vare, he grooms the Tarnished to seek out the path of grace up until the point where they're meeting with the Two Fingers. But why would Moog and his closest advisor help the Tarnished to repair the Elden Ring when they have vested interest in the dawning of their own age? Because they're leading you like lambkin to the slaughter. When you answer Vare about your opinion of the Two Fingers, you will either join the ranks or be hunted by bloody fingers as an offering to Miquella's cocoon. But why is he doing all of this? Like I said before, he's trying to subvert history. By sacrificing the Tarnished, Moog is mirroring what his mother did all those years ago by offering up grace possessed by the blessed of this era that she ordained. Now Moog would be acting at behest of Miquella in his own journey to godhood, or would he be acting of his own accord? We do know Miquella is aware of the atrocities, as we're being told in the beginning of the trailer, but does he still intend to walk in his mother's footsteps knowing all that she's done? Does he intend to turn to the lands between? Is he even aware of the actions being taken on his behalf by Moog to awaken him? There are a lot of unanswered questions, and the whole truth remains to be seen, but I think the parallels between the in-game universe and the mythology that inspired them are too close for me to ignore anymore. Yeah, that's so true. Final TLDR, Marika and the Glow-Eyed Queen are Norns who govern the strands of fate until Marika betrayed the world and bound it to her will. And it's so interesting too, because the strands of fate allegory that you're like, or metaphor, also refers to life in like Greek mythology too. So like the beginning, middle, and end of life. And when somebody's thread is cut, their life is cut. And it's really cool that like we are seeing these threads be shaped in such a way to allow for gods to have immortality, so their fate cannot be cut or they cannot be severed. So I think that it is very true, very accurate. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let me show you really quick. I'm gonna pull up the Claymen. The Claymen are like one of the best. Wait, is my Claymen video unlisted? Motherfucking, oh wait, what? Okay. Yeah, here we go. Oracle bubbles. I hate doing this. Hold on. But I'm doing this just because it like summarizes some shit. But here, there are some differences, and it makes me think that maybe the wells in the Undercity aren't as clear cut as I thought they were, because I do agree with you, Baka. But hold on. So, howdy y'all. This video is a companion piece. I'm gonna hide myself. Oracle Envoy short, so go watch that one first. While he looked at the Oracle Envoy Doot Doot Boys, we'll be looking at the Mudmen that are found in the Undercities. While Oracle Envoys use golden bubbles that scale with faith, the Mudmen's bubbles scale with intelligence and arcane, aligning with aspects of the ancient dynasty of Ul and the ancestral followers. There are a lot of historical references baked into this enemy's design, the first being their home, the Riverwells. Though their names come from Northumbrian and Gaelic myth, they are functionally similar to the three main Riverwells in Nordic myth that exist under the roots of the Yggdrasil, or the World Tree. Mimisbrunur is the well in which Odin sacrificed his eye to drink from the bubbling water that contains the wisdom of the Norns. Coincidentally, in Shifra, we can find Marika's eye in the river main. Uthrabrunur is a well that is associated with the home of the three Norns, oracles, or fates. In Ionsel, we can find the Claymen who are searching for the oracles or revelations. and Hevergelmir, which is located in Niflheim. In the Poetic Edda, this well is the location where liquid from the antlers of the great stag flow. It is also the spring whence all waters rise and is the source of numerous rivers. The nameless city is creating a great waterfall basin which flows into the other wells. While the Poetic Eddas are intentionally vague, Hell, or one of the realms of the dead, is believed to sit in or on Niflheim, which may actually be why we travel in coffins throughout the river wells. It is here that there is a vast amount of snakes and the dragon Nidhogg, who is chewing on the roots of the Yggdrasil, similar to Godwyn and Fortisax infecting the roots of the Erd Tree. The second historical reference was found by Little Church Lore on Twitter. In the game, soap is made from melted mushrooms, dew-kissed herba, and silver fireflies, all ingredients we find in the river wells. In Babylonian and Assyrian purification rituals, priests would use soap to change the fate of the subject with an ill-fated omen and purify the soul. This is further supported by Assyrian obelisks located throughout the Undercity. Okay, thank you, bye! I'm here. Okay, so that's that on that. That's that on that. But I agree with you that I do think that the white water that's in around Godwyn and like in and around the Nameless Eternal City, I do think that it is that river, the Asgard one. I also think that. I kind of wonder if some of the layers of the Undercities are being, or like some of the river wells are being used interchangeably, or some of the features are like being used interchangeably. Or like it's like a loose reference, but I'm with you. I'm with you and I agree with you. Okay, let's get back on track. So Shrimp said that there's more, there's so much lore. We're so fucking backed up, y'all. No offense. No offense to anybody that has submitted. I'm not trying to ignore any particular person. We are just so backed up because I haven't done a Lore Theory Thursday in a hot minute because I've been traveling. I've been moving. Shit is crazy. So let's keep fucking going. Let's keep fucking going. Hey everyone, I have a theory that this character from the DLC character could be Rosus. I wondered this when I first saw the trailer because of his abnormally long neck. When we see his present form, and I later realized his brooch matches the Watchdog staff design, which links him to the catacombs. I wonder if he could be Marcus' father or a ruler in the era of the Erd Tree. The crown that Rosus wears. The statue of Rosus and the character that are in the trailer aren't a perfect match. I haven't been able to find I haven't been able to poke enough holes in the series to discredit it either. Okay. It is so hard because I don't think we get to see this man's feet. Which is like a really weird thing for me to say up front. But Rosus actually has 3 toes. Rosus has like dragon feet, which is really bizarre. He has some aspects of the Crucible and like the inhuman physiology that some of the godskins have, which is really interesting. But you can see right here. Here is Tootsie's. He actually has a dew claw as well. Right here. You can see his little dew claw. So he has like a weird 4th toe appendage. I don't know. He's just fucking weird. This man is weird. He has draconic hands. I don't think that this man doesn't have any draconic features. I do think that the charm that he wears right here does have some vague resemblance to this, but it's not entirely one-to-one. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think this might be new characters or characters that have to do with the culture that is associated with Tanith or associated with the dancers, maybe Newman. I don't know. But we do have like a lot of we have a lot of really cool new stuff. So, but it is kind of like, it does kind of resemble this a little bit. And I'd be curious to see if the catacombs or the Golem crater have anything to do with them, but I want to see if they're going to be new or if they're going to be interconnected to like already existing entities in the setting. This also like goes so fucking hard. Like this image, if this is going to be a boss encounter, whatever this is, it goes so fucking hard. It looks like sap has like poured into his body and is like hardened, and he's like fully ripping. I don't know. It fucks. It fucks. I love it. Yeah, it's fucking metal, 100%. I don't know if Quelaag wants to get into Sonic lore. No, unfortunately, we have too many lore theories that are going on for me to... Okay, yes, so this is accurate. So MX Ultra says, in a series called Panzer Dragoon, it's kind of like a Nazca setting. In one of them, you were in ancient times called Uru, translated as Ul. It's such a unique spelling sound that it seemed unlikely both studios made up the same fantasy name. It got me thinking that both were referencing the Mesopotamian city of Ur. I 100% agree with this. I do think that Ur Palace Ruins or Ul Palace Ruins are trying to say, or Uld Palace Ruins are trying to say Ur, because all of it is the Sumerian Ur. So yeah, I do think that that's what these are attempting to reference, but like obviously Japanese to English localization, a lot of stuff gets kind of like... A lot of stuff gets kind of... Thank you, Oro. Thank you so much. But yeah, a lot of stuff gets kind of mistranslated or lost. Can get lost. Okay, I'm going to turn music back on because I hate hearing my voice and having headphones in and listening to Shin Megami Tensei music helps my mental health. Okay. I've always thought that the Elden John Civ was called Ul to an extent. That's what we're talking about, Daydream Man. So in the game, it's Ul or Uld. But there's two different translations because it seems like some of the localizers didn't share notes or got it mixed up. I was talking to Loki about it, and it doesn't seem like there's any difference in the Japanese version. But L's and R's, yeah, there's like not really the sound for L's and R's in Japanese going into Western language is just like, it's a little, I guess a little fucky, but I do think it's supposed to reference Quelaag is out here working overtime for this channel. I enjoy all this great content. I like listening to your thought process. Thank you so much. And I also want to say too, even though I like am going through everybody's thoughts and ideas and we're kind of like breaking things apart together, I'm not like the authority figure on anything Elden Ring. I could be totally wrong and your theory could be totally right. So don't worry about it. Don't take it. It's not that deep. Okay. The Gilgamesh connections are always fun. They really are. They really are. Thank you, Shane. Okay, long-time listener, first-time caller. My theory is that the Uld obelisk and the Dark Moon Ring description explain the motivations of Marika and by extension the Nox. If you look closely at the fourth panel, it looks an awful lot like they're showing off babies to a crowd. When we get to the final panel where the travelers have become kings, how we can then use the Dark Moon Ring to make sense of this? Well, it states Ranni is an Empyrean, meaning that her consort would earn the rights, or would earn the title of Lord. If this is true across time, it means that these babies could themselves have been Empyreans and thus exploited to elevate these men to lords. Sorry. I believe that this also explains the description of Ensha's weapon, whose armor describes him as an ancient king and lord. The quote includes, I think, is quite telling. O clinging creature, a king relinquishes not the hand. IMO, the hand he refuses to relinquish is that of an Empyrean, the proof of their marriage, and the very thing that gives him legitimacy. I think Moog and Gowry are used as analogs to communicate this. In Moog's case, the way he kidnaps Mikola mirrors the kidnapping and exploitation of the Empyreans for his own gain. He even makes the base of his new dynasty in the old ruins. Gowry seeks to take advantage of Millicent, and we find the story of finding her as a baby within the swamp seems a lot like how the Ul appear to have found theirs. the last bit about how this relates to the Nox. We know that they're trying to create their own lord, and we can suspect that Marika was involved. I believe that this was all to rid themselves of this exploitation and take the power for themselves. It would do a lot to explain why the Nox armor in the 1.0 version referred to an Empyrean family and why they have the heads of bearded men in their lining in their buildings. Wait. Oh, I see, right here. These mans. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'd be curious to see. So, these entities that are in Farum Azula, I think are a little bit different. This, I don't know where this picture was taken. Did you take it in? Did you take it in a Kaled? Because this sculpture is like a Farum Azula sculpture, and I think that this is portraying what the worm faces used to look like. There's like a whole, the Farum Great Bridge, yeah. So there's like a whole, I'll show you pictures of this, but I think the worm faces used to be these men. And I think this has more to do with the tree cultivation, but no, they're not lion dancers. They're not depicted with horns, but they have like really, no, okay. So people, I think the worm face is a condition. I don't think the worm faces were born like that. The worm faces have like a crane in their neck that these guys have though. But I wonder if I could find the picture that, hold on. I wonder if I could find the picture that Zlofsky posted recently. Was it Zlofsky that posted it? There was a picture that I saw on my feed of like the side of the worm face's profile. Yes, it was Zlofsky. Okay, here. So these mans, sorry, ignore this man. Ignore the two worm man. So you could see these guys had human faces. They had ears. They have like potentially a jawline, but their faces are like mired by worms now. I don't think that they looked like this initially. I think that this is like a condition. And I think, here, hold on. Let me get a better picture. So like the worm face's physiology is that they have like human-esque physiology, but they have a craned neck. So their neck goes like this, right? Presumably their face would be like here, right? The pictures that are in Farum Azula show the same crane in the neck. I think that's a condition. I mean, there's pockmarks with worms in them. That's not normal. But yeah, that being said, that's like a whole other thing. Gamer neck is wild. They have like insane gamer neck. But this statue has like, they have like weird squatting bodies. I don't know how to explain it. But they're associated with Farum Azula, the flying city. They're not necessarily associated with like, I think the Nox. I think the middle thing is alien. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, sorry, there's too much. Yeah, Rune Coffee Shop, I agree. Okay, sorry, I'm like trying to make sure that I get through everybody's content, but I do think that the mysteries regarding the Nox, their lineage, and like how they make trees and how they like have babies and make Empyreans is definitely like very compelling, and I agree with you. For sure, for sure. I agree with you. Hope we get worm face answers in the DLC. Yeah, so like there are special worm faces in Farum Azula that are wearing like ritual garb and have like special staves, which like is super interesting to me. I don't know. And they seem to be like lamenting something. Something happened to them. The worm faces are important and I don't know why yet. But they are lamenting something. Yeah, big Cooper snore. Are any of the worm faces in Farum Azula crying? Yes. There's a giant one in Farum Azula that all of them are like standing around and she's like, she or he is like weeping, like, and like slamming its head into the ground, and they're all facing like a particular direction. It's fucked up. Are they keeping you up at night? Yes. Lamenting they got worms, probably. Yeah, the worm faces in Farum Azula are huge. Yeah. It's not normal. It's not... They also have, like, religious garb that they're wearing. Like, they have, like, spiritual garb, and they have, like, staves. So it is weird. Okay, wait, the descriptions of the worm face models say that the big ones are female and the small ones are male, according to Zuli. There we go. So she's crying. There is a similar one on Altus Plateau. No. There's a giant one in Altus Plateau, but none of them are wearing the religious garb that the ones on Farum Azula are wearing. I'm still laughing at it. I think this is a condition. I mean, like, do you know what I mean, though? Like, it's not inherent. They weren't born this way. Maybe she was born with it. No, I think that those are, like, I think that they are decaying, and I think that they have, like, some kind of weird putrid worms. Like maggots that are like eating at them even though they're still alive. They're puking up the trees. They're puking on the trees though. They are. And there's like petrified gravel associated with it. I always thought that like maybe the worm faces were intentionally there to like help process dead matter. But like when you look at their skin and you look at like the pockmarks on their skin, this looks like some kind of really fucked up. This looks bad. What does their garb look like? Wait, do you guys want to take a field trip? I mean, we could go take a field trip. We just have a lot to get through before the... I thought the ones in the robes... No, so there's ones with the blankies on their head, and then there's ones with like the spiritual garb. Okay. So the ones with the blankies on their head, and then there's ones that look like this. Blankies, the blanky head ones just kind of look like they're trying to like... They're trying to make do with the fact that it's bright as fuck. But the ones that are on Farum Azula like have this wrapping with all these coins and embellishments on them. And a lot of them are holding staves that have a lot of like... Hey, Rick! A lot of them have staves that have like patterns on them. Anything with Deathplate is suspicious. Godwin gives me conniptions. Yeah, because like Godwin is a more new concept. Their clothing looks a lot like Erdtree Guardian clothing. A little bit. Are the ones with the lantern heads and they're really any relation to the worm heads? No, not that I've seen. Who doesn't wear blankies with the boys? I thought the worm faces were victims of a genocide. I think I read that in an item. I think you're thinking of the Wandering Caravan. Maybe? I think the fact that they're in Altus Plateau weeping around the ruins, shattering war crimes? Yeah, I don't know. My hype attempt failed? Wait, what do you mean? Okay, so let's keep going. Who up wearing their blankie? Alright, let's get through Pop and a few others. Whoa, we're trucking. Okay, wait, Ronnie's mentor, the Snowy Crown. We already did that one. Okay. Oh wait, did somebody tag me again in this though? No. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you so much. What did Cuke say? Oh, thank you for the worm. Yes, I love the different blankies. Okay. Thank you, Cuke. You're the best. So yeah, here's a picture. Hey, thank you so much, Q with the eye for the subscription. I really need to change that little emoticon. The zombie boy's cute, but yeah, so we have these Nakey boys can be found in Altus Plateau. The boys with the religious garb can be found on Farum Azula. This is like ceremonial. They also have little staves, which aren't depicted in this picture, but they look like they're performing like a religious practice. And then these ones with the blankies just kind of look like they found fabric to hide under. But yeah, the giant ones. So the giant ones are the females, and the females come in both flavors. The females can be both wearing this garb. They can be naked. Does the big one that you fight in Altus have like a veil too? I forget. Her butt's out. I wish they danced. Yeah, I'm watching the State of Play today because I'm excited for Alan Wake DLC. That's why we're watching it. Do we see that fabric anywhere else? No. I've looked. I've also looked to see if I can't find these coins anywhere else. And historically, I think we've discerned that they're like death coins, like coins that are typically buried with the dead. But I don't know. We haven't found them anywhere else. Do the religious clothes look like they would belong to Farum Azula aesthetically? So, I think I wouldn't place... It's weird, because initially I thought that the worm faces are native to, like, Altus, but then after seeing the weird... Let me see if I could find it. Can somebody find a better picture of the carving? Oh wait, no. Never mind. I found it. Okay, Farum Azula carvings. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of these weird dogs. There's a bunch. Okay, here we go. But yeah, these boys have like really strange, almost like just really odd bodies, and then they have like craned necks. But they're linked and associated with Farum Azula. You can also see the Maria, or the Virgin Mary and the Charlemagne statues down here in the corner. Oh, it's cool. Good shit. Love to see it. Terrible. Weird dog. Two weird corns. Weird corn dog. Yeah. But yeah, the silhouette of their necks and like the orientation of their faces just make me wonder if like the worm faces initially looked like that, because they have weird facial orientations and like human-esque ears. Like I definitely think they should have human faces where the worm should be, but it's all fucked. Quailog, hear me out. In the lands between, I think a lot of people are just trying to die. What are the chances that the worm faces tried to perform some kind of ritual to die a true death? Maybe involving Deathroot, maybe something terrible went wrong, and the weeping and the lament. Thus the weeping and the lament. I could see it. The fucking Virgin Mary. Does Farum Azula have Deathblight, or are those who live in death just presumably Farum is somehow older? No, I think that those who live in death is like a newer thing, and it looks like you can actually see that Deathroot has taken hold on Farum Azula. So there was some... I have a theory. There's like a bunch of different theories about like how Godwyn's Deathroot, because the Godwyn Deathroot on Farum Azula quite literally has Godwyn's face. Godwyn definitely does not predate Farum Azula. but the fact that we feed, it does have Godwin's eyes, yes. The death root that is on Farum Azula has Godwin's eyes. It's a new type of death that isn't really death, yes. We have been feeding Garronk death root. We've been feeding him death root. Yeah, I've thought that my theory is that Malekith accidentally brought the death root to Farum Azula. Is he pooping? That's all I'm saying. You know? Anyway. He's hungry for those little treats. Yeah. Wait a minute, I don't think I've ever seen an outhouse in the lands between now that you mention it. There's shit everywhere though. Like literally we pick up gold-tinged excrement, we pick up blood-tinged excrement. There are dung beetles that roll shit around. Shit is literally like quite literally everywhere in the game. Everybody eats, everybody poops. Okay? Okay. We go to a literal sewer, yeah. Shit. Poop theory. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Thanks, Slofsky. Oh, yay! Slofsky has so those are the staves that I'm talking about. These like weird little, I don't know what they depict, and I've always wondered about them and like why they carry them. What purpose do you serve? Why do you have sticky? And why does it look like this? I remember, okay, so like I took a archaeology course for one of my undergraduate things, and they told me that when they were categorizing certain artifacts that it's kind of understood within some, this is an archaeology program that was out of Central California, and it was understood that anytime that they look at indigenous artifacts where they're unsure about the intended purpose, but that it's very clear that it was man-made, they always kind of like bunch it in with like almost like religious or artistic artifact. So anything that's made without like a particular purpose in mind, it's lumped in with that. But yeah. Anytime that I see something where I don't know what it is, I'm like, that's a religious artifact. The engraving, wait, sorry, hold on. Oh, people reaching is what the engraving seems to represent. People reaching. It's ritual is an archaeological cliche. Yeah, exactly. Ritual, yeah, ceremonial, ritual, implement. Yeah, it usually just means like artistic implement. Something that's man-made that doesn't have like a purpose. It's really good. It's like a poop knife. Okay, let's move on. I think let me try to move on to some of the Twitter ones and try to knock them out as fast as I fucking can. With a lightning. Because we have the state of play coming up in a little bit. Oh, also, totally unrelated, Lee absolutely wants to break down synthesizers and talk about some of the music stuff that he's been teaching me. So look forward to that stream. Found this interesting. Preceptor Miriam is sus. Okay, wait. We get the lucidity spell in the inverted tower after defeating Preceptor Miriam. The fact that it alleviates sleep buildup is kind of sus, and I think it adds to your theory about the Carrions messing around in the inverted tower, maybe to gain access to the Shadow Realm. Yes. Yes. Okay, wait, so this says, alleviates the buildup of sleep and madness. The sorcery can be used, can be cast while in motion. The Carrion Knights never waver. Yeah, yes. I think that the Carrion Inverted Tower, the Godskin Noble, and like some of the weird stuff that's happening on that side of Liurnia has me gripped. Which is why, so I have 2 characters I'm going into the DLC with. I have one character that is like the Crucible Knight who is like trying to make contact with the Crucible after the Crucible era like fell apart. She's like refusing to let go. And then the other character that I have is a like a Carrion scholar who gets like really wrapped up in the research surrounding primordial glintstone sorceries. She went like full balls to the wall with Selene. She's like a Selene homie. You know, so we're fully investigating the inverted tower. We're going to figure out who that cuckoo church lady is, like, or man or woman. That new NPC that's depicted in the Cuckoo Church, we're getting in it. So, I love the OC lore. Me too, it's my favorite. Everybody who posted, I made a Twitter thread a while ago asking the lore of your characters that you're going into the DLC with. Some of y'all fucking popped off. She's 10 toes down for Selene, huh? Yeah. My character's lore is she loves swinging big swords and loves women. My DLC character is Fernando Liu, Hora's older, dumber child from a previous marriage. Quaylog, how you have things that keep you awake at night in Elden Ring lore? Mine is the last line of the Carrion Shield description. Can you please read that and tell me what you think? Yeah, hold on. And then I'm going back to doing my shit. Okay. A teardrop shaped shield embedded with blue glintstones carried by knights who served Carrion royal family excels when facing magic or holy attacks. Just who were these knights preparing to fight? Themselves. Or the school. Or the cuckoo. A motherfucking mystery. Have you all seen the Tarnished OC zine coming out? No, I haven't. That sounds fun. Both Marika and the Cuckoo. Yeah, right? I thought it implied Radagon who embraced both sorcery and miracles. I could see it. Everybody, yeah. Carrion Knights are ready to fight anybody and everybody. What about the perfumer? Wait, what about a perfumer tired from the Golden Order and all the war who just wants to sell Zaza? Depraved perfumer. That's pretty good. That was like pretty close or in line with we had Burpo the Fowl, who is a perfumer. Rest in peace. Melina was born of the despair. Oh, sorry. This is a theory by the Gloam-Eyed Queen on Twitter, Mana Celeste. Okay, wait. Melina was born of the despair that the Gloam-Eyed Queen felt when... Okay, wait. Melina was born of the despair that the Gloam-Eyed Queen felt when she was betrayed by Marika, Orphan of Costile. Tanith knew about Marika's deeds in the Land of Shadow and wishes to use that very blasphemy against her. Short circuits. I agree with this. I don't know if I mean, Melina could be kind of like Orphan of Costile in the sense that like she continues to exist due to like that grief. But I also think too that like because death was ripped from the Erd Tree, that when Marika went to seal away the Gloam-Eyed Queen, she couldn't kill her. You know, like death was removed. It's not like she could just kill this woman. So I think that she was sealed away or fragmented. Because like, what are you gonna do? You were like, I hate death, So I'm going to steal away the Grim Reaper, but then you can't kill it because you've gotten rid of death. So what are you going to fucking do? What are you going to do? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened to Burpo? Eat her. So Burpo was on my PC, but I am going to be playing on console. I'm going to be going through the DLC on console. So maybe I'll make a Burpo part 2 for those of you that are... I have so many Burpo stands in the chat. Anytime that I talk about how I'm playing on console now, everyone's like, Burpo, what about Burpo? What about Burpo? So like I'll make I'll make a Burpo on console. We love Burpo in this chat. Burpo 2 the sequel. I'm a Burpo stan. She's so stinky just like me. Burpo stands versus the stands. I mean, is like one of my favorites. I still need to like keep pushing that build. Okay, let's keep going. Yes, girl, go off. But to add to this, I don't think that she could actually kill her. So I don't know if it's like an Orphan of Kos style curse, but I do think Melina is kind of like stuck in limbo. That's why she's burned and bodiless and is kind of like attached to the Erd tree. So whatever. Not DLC related, but I've always wondered why Godwyn and the basilisks look so familiar. Are they the product of Godwyn's death? The basilisks literally transcend franchises, and their vision in Elden Ring seems to be a lot more aquatic, assuming that they just take after Godwyn. Yes, I do believe that they are Godwyn-specific enemies, and they came... I think they came from Godwyn because they cause Deathblight, and they cause you to get that like big impaled death animation. Either they were regular basilisks before and then they were infected with Deathblight Godwyn magic, or they come from Godwyn. Either way, they share the same physiology and they have Fia's Mist / the Godwyn attack, so they definitely seem to be derivative of Godwyn in some way. But yeah, for those of you that haven't seen this before, they have the same aquatic fishy fins and they have the webbed fingies. And they also have the Godwyn eyes, which is lovely. But this is actually like, there's some mythology around this too that I could talk about, but there's some cultures that place basilisks. Here, hold on, let me grab this. Mother. All right. Maybe I'm thinking of there are these like other smaller snake cockatrice type entities. It's not actually a basilisk. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of some of the snakes and smaller serpents, like lesser serpents that live at the base of the Yggdrasil. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. We just know that they're associated with Godwyn now, which is totally fine that they have a little bit of lore. Another similarities between, and maybe a coincidence, the ant territories beneath the surface house decomposing corpses. The imagery is similar to the Shadow of the Erd Tree trailer. Another thing to note, we find bloated ants that drop Newman ruins. Yes, I agree that like when you contain a fuck ton of human viscera, that traces of runes and power and memories will pop up. And I do think that the ants were not Newman, but that they consumed Newman, if that makes sense. Less of a theory. Oh, sorry. Let me heart the ones that I've gotten to. Less of a theory and more of a prediction. I think Marika has also abandoned her body in the Erd Tree and is also going to appear in the Shadow Realm, possibly as the hidden parallel boss to Radagon. I'm like really curious about this. I would love to see like a Marika boss fight, or see some representation of Marika that isn't just like stone. I think that would be, sorry, Big Cooper snore. I think that would be very fun. But would I be okay without it? Yeah, I would understand. I would understand if they don't. That would make sense as Mesmer talks to Mother. Yes. Hi, how's Lore Theory Thursday going? We're trucking. We're trying to get through everything. Marika is the one talking to us through Melina when we unleash the Rune of Death. The Glomide Queen regains control of her body as Marika's spirit dies after her body burns in the Frenzied Flame ending. Yeah. Yes. I am contemplating if Mikola divesting himself of his flesh and fate leads to Saint Trina being born rather than Saint Trina being the fate that is abandoned. I'm curious about this too. So I definitely think that, I don't know, because Saint Trina, I don't know. You know, yes. I wonder about this too. The way that it's like shown off in the trailer is so obtuse and vague that I know that once we get to those plot points, it's going to be extremely exciting when we get them. I don't know, whoever is in charge of localization for, or sorry, not even localization, because I know a lot of the scripts are natively written in English. Even in like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, like all the voice acting was done. I would just love to get a sneak peek into who's in charge of localizing. Like, is the person who writes the script when they record the voice acting the same group that then also localizes the item descriptions? I would like love to get a sneak peek of that process, because like just from a video game industry perspective, it's super fascinating to me. But yeah, I don't know. Whoever wrote the script for that trailer like went off. They went off like really fucking hard. They don't use AI. Are you fucking stupid? I'm sorry. No offense. No offense, but like, you actually fucking kidding me? Frog Nation is the localization company. Yeah, but like, who? Okay, what is the voice acting? What is the voice acting studio that they work with? Thank you for the cheer. I'm done with the talk I had to give. Thanks for talking about my theory. The Erd tree sap equals corpse wax when we be drinking the corpse. Wait, oh no. Okay, wait. No, the thing that Marika pulls out of the eye looks like yellow ember, and the item description says the yellow ember pulled from the eye of a corpse. Wait, hold on. Marika... Wait, what? The thing Marika pulls out of the eye... So it's not an eye. Or if it is an eye, it's like a sewn eye. Because there's like fabric and stitching. Yellow ember? Are you talking... What are you talking about? If Erd tree sap is corpse wax, then we're drinking corpse wax whenever we heal. Oh no, I never realized that. Fuck. That is so true. And it's red. Oh my god. I'm quite like getting mad at chat. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. Just like, if I'm like, oh, who's the concept artist for this piece of art? And somebody's like, it's probably fucking AI. Like, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. We know that it's not AI. Come on. Life sprouts from death as it does from birth, yeah. Well, Estus in Dark Souls is basically liquid fire, but it's never a serious lore thing, it's more of a gameplay mechanic. But fire in Dark Souls is our souls. Like, the Kiln of the First Flame is being kept lit by the souls of lords. That's why we get the Lord Vessel and we put Lord souls inside of it. So like and like anytime that we pop a consumable soul, it's a little thing of fire. It's a little thing of fire. And also, we revitalize, like we get more shit. We recharge our Estus flasks at bonfires, and bonfires kindling is the bones of the dead. The Lord. We're always drinking dead people soup. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, souls are literally fire in Dark Souls. Yeah, like the kindling, the thing that keeps these bad boys lit are the bones of the undead. It's dead people's soup. We've been dead people's soup the whole time. Oh my god. I prefer get more shit over refill our Estus, yeah. Warrior jars get stronger by stuffing the corpses into themselves. We're doing the same thing, just with extra steps. The organ fits. Yeah, the dank organ. And thank you so much for the cheer. Are the physic tears also from Erdtree sap? It's been dead bodies this whole time. It always has been. Yeah, the physic tears are. God damn it. Why did you guys have to frame it like that? I guess we didn't really like know until we got, like, we always kind of knew that there were dead bodies in there. We always knew that there was dead bodies in there because we seen the catacombs root system. We knew there were dead bodies in there. But like the tree itself isn't just a tree that is using dead bodies for revitalization. The tree itself is dead bodies. Like everything, it's been dead people the whole time. Oh yeah, the state of play. Okay, wait, hold on. It's dead people all the way down. It's people! Soylent tree, I don't know. Okay, state of play? We're gonna get hella ads, whatever, I don't care. GameSpot. It's Kurt! And Timur! Oh my god! My
RT
boys!
Fans, your network
It's
just
my
got
boys!
stronger. 7V is
Hold on.
finally here. With
I don't
Voodoo
care.
So I already have Sony Solitaire because I have my PlayStation themed playing cards. But you bring up a good point. I mean, it leads in a good point about hardware.
Okay, I'm gonna shut the
Because,
fuck
like,
up
another thing is
real
like,
quick. You guys can listen to these
talk-
two
there's
heroes.
been,
actual
rumors of a
legends.
PS4 Pro. Or
Yeah.
PS5 Pro.
PS4 Pro. There have been murmurs
There's been
about
rumors that the
There's
PS5
rumors
Pro.
about somewhere.
Okay, hold on.
out
I'm
there.
gonna run to the bathroom
What do you
before the
think
state of
about
play
that?
starts.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
mean, like we are. It's interesting because they say that they are doing better than ever. So that would indicate that they still have momentum, and the need for a new revision usually comes as sales start to dip and in line with particularly high spending periods of the year.
But 50% of players are still on the PS4.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing where it's like there is good opportunity, or there's enough factors at play with the install base for PS4 that still exists that could mean that, oh, now's a good time to put out a discounted, or put out a new model and then discount the older one so that more people are adopting the PlayStation 5. Similarly, it could be that they look at it and they're like, you know what, we're going to hold this until the Christmas period or the Thanksgiving period where we know people are going to be much more pliable when it comes to spending their money. Right now, people would be like, I could take it or leave it. My PS4 is working. But if it's like, tis the season to spend money, they might be like, okay, cool, I'm definitely getting one right now. So that's definitely a distinct possibility. They have emphasized that we're gonna be looking at games here, but they have done it in the past where they've talked as that. In terms of hardware, that isn't the only factor. Obviously, we talked about PlayStation VR a bunch of times. There's been murmurs about them figuring out a way of making it work on PC, which it's a no-brainer.
It's yes.
Yeah, so there's a potential for them to take a moment to be like, and this will work on PC because we made this dongle. And on top of that, like this recent Sony financials, they mentioned specifically using hardware to bring new audiences in, and phrased it in a way where it seemed to suggest new hardware.
You know what brought a lot of people into PC gaming?
PlayStation VR.
Yeah, nothing got me into PC gaming like getting a PlayStation Vita. Now I'm just loading up all sorts of
remote play,
Microsoft Solitaire on my Vita. No, the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
the Steam Deck brought whether people are conscious of it or not. That was their gaming PC. Like that was like the big push. Like, here's this whole library of PC games that you weren't able to play in consoles. You can now play on the Steam Deck, and I feel like you know, are we? How do you feel? Are we heading towards a Vita 2?
I think that where it's now more viable than
Not
ever.
the bathroom.
I think, especially given that the
Not the bathroom
hardware
cookie.
needed to make a portable platform is less specialized now. The reason it was a big issue back in the day was because they're creating components and using hardware that is specific to creating or developing a brand new handheld. So it's a lot of like unique manufacturing design and R&D required to make a small portable gaming device. Whereas the types of portable gaming devices that we have now are like, hey, we've already got a lot of this tablet technology that we can soup up for you for relatively less effort, and you can put that into a unique handheld device. Obviously, that's not to discount what Valve or Asus or whoever it may be has the effort they've put into like optimize that stuff. But the fact that there's multiple portable PC gaming devices now that are very good and very viable is an indication that a company like Sony could come along and use their vast, experience in creating hardware to quickly and relatively cheaply, compared to how much R&D and development of a Vita would have cost, make a portable console or portable handheld. So it is definitely in the realm of possibility. Sony has been burned by portable devices just enough that there could be some people in the upper realms of executive management that are just like, no.
Let's call it a God handheld. And with that, see you on the other side. The state of play is beginning. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Inferior non-footlong cookie. Yeah, Colt, I'm gonna get to your theory next time, I promise. To anybody that has submitted their theories and I didn't get to it. Also, did this just freeze? Is it frozen for anybody else? Or am I on the wrong?
It's our son. He is always up in our business.
It's the Verizon 5G home internet I got us. He used to be a competitive gamer, but with the higher lag, he can't keep up with the squad.
So now we're his squad.
For everyone, it's like this. Okay. Sorry for the ads. Okay. Cool. Oh my god, the chat. So I've already tried. I've already tried Adblock Plus and uBlock Origin. Take a shot every time someone in the chat uses DAI woke in place of a slur. Okay. Alan Wake. Alan Wake 2, please. Please! Alan Wake 2 DLC. Okay. Put on your clown noses, everyone.
I'm Asad Kizilbash, Head of Product at PlayStation Studios and Head of PlayStation Productions. I'm one of the newest members of the PlayStation Studios family, Firewalk.
Hi!
This team brings together some of the most talented developers in our industry, with an incredible pedigree in the online multiplayer space. We announced their first game, Concord, last year, and today they're revealing gameplay captured in-engine on PS5. But first, here's an extended vignette introducing some of the cool characters you'll find in the Concord Galaxy. Enjoy.
Cooper. Concord sounds a lot like Bloodborne. Stop. to go get Cooper. Cooper's running the stream already. I hear him getting into something.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to skip this. Hold on, you guys.
Oh, jukebox.
It wasn't the plan.
It was a spontaneous, creative decision made after years of careful research.
Being really old and almost dying a bunch doesn't count as research.
Almost dying is the best way to learn how not to die. Besides, it worked, didn't it?
How much longer for the upload?
2 more. Hey, start time. Try it with hot sauce. You'll like it. Trust me.
No. Do not trust him.
Whoa. Where's this coming from?
It's coming from you back on the ship saying, trust me, we're professionals. That was not the plan.
Technically, it was a plan. It just wasn't the same plan that we started with.
If we don't leave with this blue
Hey,
button...
Mar. We will. We will.
I'll be with...
Oh, did I just fuck up the stream? Is anybody else's stream buffering? Are we good? How are we doing? Shit. Damn it. Guardians of the Galaxy. God damn it. I'm trapped. That's so fucking loud! What the fuck? Okay, wait, hold on. I'm like, why the fuck is this so loud?
Slow them down a little for you. Meet at the rendezvous.
Jesus shit. Sorry, y'all.
Well played.
Fine. They only got one.
It's okay, you didn't miss anything. You missed like ads and then the stream buffering.
How bad is it? You're still mad at me? Got him.
One off. This is you.
Got it.
I am developing a taste for destruction.
Oh yeah, I'll change it.
This would be a very dishonorable way for us all to die.
Don't worry. Nobody's dying dishonorably. And also, we're bringing this back with us. Hey, Mark.
Let me edit.
What are you doing?
Getting us to the rendezvous point.
Perhaps we should have let go also.
One off. Do not dare.
Well, we were supposed to stick together.
If you let go, I swear I will be.
Oh, look, there they are. Hi. What the?
I am glad you avoided a dishonorable death.
Almost dying is the best way to learn how not to die. Or something.
I knew this was gonna work.
This wasn't the plan.
No, it just wasn't the one we started with. All right, another satisfied customer. Goods delivered. I send everyone their cut.
Oh, yeah.
So do you, like, carry it around with you for emergency bland situations or whatever?
Hey, Mara. Don't joke about something like this.
Our next job is somewhere with less scaffolding.
No scaffolding. Zero scaffolding. I promise. We were apart for so long. I thought I'd never feel your fiery embrace again.
You sound ridiculous.
So like, things that are derivative can be good, but this didn't show me any gameplay.
Concord is a 5v5
So I hope we see
first-person
gameplay.
shooter set in the vibrant sci-fi universe of the Concord galaxy. In Concord, from the moment you log on, you are part of the crew of the North Star, a group of guns for hire known in our galaxy as free gunners. Free gunners are those lucky enough to be free to roam the stars. They take high-stake jobs on worlds across wild space, where they face other fiercely competitive free gunner crews. Here's the very first look at the gameplay of Concord.
5v5, another one.
Free gunning.
They see Overwatch 2 dying and want to hop in.
Our work, and we don't take it for granted. Being a free gunner means
Well, you're free.
Right on target. Yeah, you better run.
Free gunners have a shot at making something of themselves. A chance to be someone.
All right. Need a second to fix myself up.
Why not?
And in the wilds, it's anyone's game. You won't survive on your own.
Yeah, Valorant, but space. Yeah.
Finally, to battle.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I do like... Oh, wait, I actually don't... I can't tell if it's intentional that it's third-person camera for the melee character. I don't think it was. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, if the melee character actually gets to have a third-person camera, that would be actually pretty fucking sick. But I don't know. I don't know.
That's me.
I think it's just showing off the character.
Will go anywhere.
It's derivative, but I don't hate it. Yeah,
Take any job. Face any enemy.
I'm not, like... Once again, I don't want to hate on things that are just riffing off of stuff that people love. But, like, if they're not also adding anything new, it's hard to get excited, you know?
We're the free gunner crew of the North Star. And together, we're going to make our mark on this galaxy.
The crew is gathering. Would you like to join us for game night?
With Concord, we lean on the strengths and background of our team to make a tight, well-balanced FPS that feels great to play. We focused a ton of our attention and our tech on building a strong gameplay foundation of tight core movement, precise visceral shooting, and expressive.
We ended up finding ourselves influenced a lot by fighting games and even strategy games, in the interesting way that the asymmetry of their characters makes every fight, every matchup feel really different.
Leaning into the asymmetry of the characters, really pushing
Ooh,
the possibility
is that the
space of
buzzword
two different
for the
characters
studio?
colliding. It's all about creating opportunities for improvisation. That's where we can get out of the way and let players find their own magic. We also have abilities that are meant to have impact beyond direct combat. Deployable gear that can persist throughout a full game, so whether that's multiple
Yeah,
rounds
it
per
seems
mode, or
slow
multiple
and
respawns
floaty
across
because
the
I think they're pulling more
bullet
from
drop
Overwatch
dome,
for
explosive
sure in
traps,
terms of like the
lane
pacing.
blocking walls, all kinds of
Overwatch
ways to
is quite
support your
slow.
team or disrupt your enemies.
There are some
Coordinating
characters that are
teams can
fast,
set
but
up and plan ahead, and depending on where and when it happens, players can shift the battlefield to their advantage.
We've got everything from mystics and medics to gunslingers and sparked robots. Every character brings their own unique personality, skills, and wide-ranging perspectives to the crew. Every week, when you log into Concord, you will be
I get
welcomed
it.
with a new cinematic vignette that will give you a chance to see our characters off the job. Feature ongoing
That's actually
narrative
that's
arcs
cute.
that grow the characters' stories.
I
and
wish we got that with
relationships
Overwatch.
and unpack the broader Concord galaxy.
Why are you kissing a tchotchke?
We're excited to share that we'll be hosting a pre-launch beta in July, followed by Concord's global launch on August 23rd, 2024.
Like, I get that the color palette and the cartoony Guardians of the Galaxy aesthetic is leaning into like the lighthearted. Like if they're trying to go a little bit more lighthearted with it, which I can appreciate, but at the same time, yeah, I'm curious to see how it pans out and how it feels.
You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you? A calm and reasonable person.
We don't really want war. Do you, Kratos?
War is coming.
Coop.
Prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok.
You will die, Kratos of Sparta.
Death can have me. When it earns me.
Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
We have guests! They're too fast! Look out!
Nothing yet, Shishomaru.
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written.
If there's a really boring trailer that comes up, I need to take a break to look for my phone because I actually have no clue where it is.
Soldiers and officials alike oppress the people for personal gain, and the people must turn to thievery for food.
This voice acting choice is interesting.
Perhaps this is heaven's way of lamenting the state of the land. Men are powerless at the feet of the divine. But even so, someone must act.
Like, this sounds like a very casual dialogue, but over something really, like, intense and pressing. It sounds like a Cabela's Pro Hunter narration. It does. It does. Stupid ass games, but fun as hell. Dynasty Warrior Origins. Yeah, they're still making them. They're still making them. And good for them. Good for them.
I think I was dreaming.
Momo.
It wasn't a dream. We were really transported to Mirrorland.
The path of a stylist is never easy.
What the fuck?
So, are you ready for it?
Ready.
We're ready.
Ready.
What? What the fuck is happening? Cute anime female Mario.
Is it you who pursues infinity? Or is infinity awaiting you?
What the fuck is happening in this game? What is happening? Why did it get so dark? Why did that get so dark?
I have seen the miracles you so claim.
Everyone's like, Marika? What?
The towering shadows vanished into the mist.
What?
I pray for their grace, but all that came were inferior shades.
Ooh.
We
Ooh.
have to bear the consequences of such power.
Time. War.
Ooh, Batitty woman. Ooh.
These essences
I love this
shall
art
not
style.
fall into your treacherous hands.
Ooh.
Wayward emissaries, grant us the forgotten miracles.
Ooh.
Rain fire from above. This desolate land needs a sprinkle.
This reminds me of like Suikoden almost with the different characters.
Remember,
But like action, not RPG, JRPG.
Happens, we did not betray this world.
Oh, I want to play that. I really want to play that. I want to play that, actually. Okay.
I thought I could be a hero and break the curse. But I was a fool. Gods
What?
that walk among us thirst for death.
Wait, is The Walking Dead in like the Middle Ages now? Did I read that right? Am I like... I think I've just been sitting for too long. Among Us? Wait. What? No, it's from the developers. Oh, okay.
Begs me to kill.
It's just from the same devs. Okay. My brain just like flatlined. I think I've been sitting at the computer for too long, you guys.
The power of our god is immeasurable.
Thought I could be a hero. But heroes don't survive the Forsaken Lands. Only monsters do.
Skyrim 2, finally. This game looks woke. Coop. The Edge. Cooper, stop. I can't pay attention when you're doing this to me. Oh, cool. I hope it plays like Isolation a little bit, because Alien Isolation was actually pretty legit. But yeah, the frame rate's a little funky.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson. I'm back on State of Play to introduce more exciting titles coming to PlayStation, starting with a highly anticipated PvP shooter, playable soon on PS5.
Quite like it kind of occurs to me that you kind of look like Quelaag without the bottom. Intentional.
All realities converge here. Destiny awaits. Stronger together.
Marvel? Sorry, I like spaced out for a little bit. Yeah, it's Marvel. Okay, it's a Marvel shooter. I spaced out. I'm sorry, y'all. I fully like disassociated for like 3 minutes. Sorry, if I don't say much. Sometimes I just feel like some things are not for me. And I'm just trying to be respectful. I remember, fuck, what was it E3 one year? No, it was the Game Awards where it was just nonstop ads. And I was silent through like a pretty big chunk of it. And somebody in the comments was like, why isn't she talking? Why isn't she reacting to anything? And it was because I was literally eye rolling at the ads like the whole time. So I'm sorry if I'm silent. I'm sorry if I'm silent. I just don't have anything nice to say. The art for this game is fucking fantastic though. Like the concept art and the marketing art looks like amazing. So shout out to the artists who work on that. I mean, shout out to the studio. All game devs are just going through it right now. We're all fucked. Go look for your fun reminder. Ah, shit, I should have done that during the Marvel one.
Fans, I'm super excited to welcome all my pals back to the annual Blackwood Winter Getaway.
Oh, is this that,
Nice.
Dead by Dawn? Is that what it is?
Oh, you're going down. Oh! It means so much.
Is that the one that it was called?
That we're all still here together.
Until Dawn. Until Dawn. Thank you. Until Dawn was actually, like, fun.
Just throwing out there. Let's make this one trip we will never forget.
Yeah, it's a remaster. Okay, if it, yeah, this is a remaster. I'll be right back. Hold on one sec, guys.
I was down there.
You were?
It was horrible.
I don't want to make hasty decisions that get everyone killed. We should stay put right here until dawn.
Jessica!
You can't let me die!
Hey Waves, if you can hear me, if a Waves is in the chat, can you call my phone?
Ogham was once a peaceful land, but each day descends further into madness. Famine and plague besiege us. The very earth is being poisoned.
I think Waves might be working.
Once our protectors have turned on us. And now they come for me. Get out of here!
Hold on one sec, y'all. I'm so sorry. Diablo? Oh, Pillars of Eternity? Wait, what? No?
I must be the one to face.
Hold on, sorry. So sorry. Excuse me.
I'll remove your head myself. But I need not do it alone.
Oh, Path of Exiles. My bad. Sorry. Path of Exiles. Sorry, I'm looking for my phone while I'm trying to watch this and it's not happening. It is lost. I don't know. Waves is not here to save me today. Does anybody know how long the state of play is today? That would be fantastic to know. Oh wait, I've literally called it 4 times. Oh, okay, wait, call it one more time. I just didn't see you post anything. Call it one more time, like right now.
Excuse me.
Oh, this is a silent hill. Okay, wait, hold on.
I'm sorry. I was just...
It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost. I'm looking for Silent Hill.
I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it?
Is it dangerous?
Maybe.
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going either way.
No, you shouldn't be here.
Okay, never mind. Waves, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. No, not the like shaky camera.
I'll be good, I promise. Tell him I'll be good, please. No, please.
Born Identity camera. Yeah, it doesn't.
Capcom announced this next game last December, offering just a glimpse of what's in store for their celebrated franchise. Today, I am so excited to share the first full gameplay trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Cooper's getting into something now. This is cursed. Cooper, where are you?
As soon as we find a good spot, we can get things set up and ready to go. And then we can get started.
This is gonna be great!
You bet.
I hope we find them soon.
Okay. I'm back. Monster Hunter! Please! Yes. Okay, good. This looks great already. I'm excited.
Incredible. I've never heard of a Karatnoth herd this big before.
One of them's got big spikes on its back.
I mean, I didn't mind the story of Monster Hunter Worlds, to be honest. It's not as good as just like the way that Rise approached it.
We'll make for the desert.
I love these dogs, these new dogs, these new mounts.
The sandstorm!
Hell yeah. Flagship monster, cinematic trailer.
Now commencing the hunt by order of the guild.
Or not flag. I'm sure this guy isn't the flagship, but like. Ooh, yeah, look at these guys. I love Monster Hunter so much, you guys. I'm easy to please. I've never liked Monster Hunter aesthetics. I know I'll get crucified for this. Yeah, it has to be kind of cartoony and kind of goofy because originally these games were on the PSP. And so when you have like low poly, you kind of just have to like make shit pop, you know? So that way it's not like brown sludge. But I kind of love how colorful it is. Not gonna lie. And like how goofy it is. I cannot play Monster Hunter, it makes me sad. That is valid. That's actually very valid.
I've selected you as a lead hunter for this expedition.
The way that they explain it though is like pretty interesting though. Invasive species. Investigating biomes. Oh. You know what? Hold on one sec. Sorry. I found my phone. I found my phone. I found it. Okay. Oh. Asobi? Wait, what did Asobi do before? Oh, fuck. Yes. Oh my god. This game actually was legit. The PlayStation, like, the Astrobot, yeah. Wait, how long was supposed to be? Sorry. How long was the state of play supposed to be? Yay, I'm so excited for this game. I loved the one that came with the console. It actually was legit fun. The haptic feedback on it felt amazing. Fuck yeah. Okay, I'm so down. Any Silk Song yet? No. They would not announce Silk Song during the Sony State of Play. I loved all the video game references so much. I miss Little Big Planet 2, to be honest, but like, this game was a close one. Yeah, the Parappa costume's very cute. Oh, Cooper. Today's so cursed. I'm so sorry, everybody. Cooper is refusing to let me have like a normal stream today. The stream keeps buffering. My phone was lost. Like, it's truly, we're in dark times right now. Rest in peace, internet. Rest in peace. No, the stream is still great. Thank you. My boyfriend? He's not home. What are you talking about? Hey, Cooper. All right. Well, was that it? Yeah, that was it. Oh well, Coop is eating the internet. Well, that's okay. Darn, no Mr. Wake. I know, what the hell? They changed like a lot of their marketing on their Twitter too. So I was ready. I was ready. I guess Alan Wake 2 is Summer Games. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. No Bloodborne, time to walk into a bog and let nature consume me. Like, I don't know what their deal is with Bloodborne or like why they don't want to remake it. I don't know. I'm excited about Monster Hunter. But that's just me. Oh my god, the Trixie video and the YouTube recommended Go Off Girl. Yeah, dude, I listened to Trixie and Katya. Katya's definitely like out of the two, I relate to I feel like Katya has like a tinge of like the madness, a tinge of the Bald and the Beautiful, yes, podcast is beautiful. Is the best. I also like, but the Bald and the Beautiful for sure. There's people that I think like sometimes with, it's like either depression or with whatever else the fabric of society, you kind of see the seams of it. There's a little bit of there's like the weird eldritch horror of the abyss of existentialism kind of like gnaws at you. And I feel like Katya has that a little bit. And I agree. I'm there. People theorize that Sony Japan lost Bloodborne source code when they shut down the studio. Honestly, I think Bloodborne won't be remastered until PlayStation 6. Yeah, I kind of wonder. I don't think any of that is necessarily real, but I don't know if like those legends have any truth to them. But you know, it is what it is. Just a gamer rumor. I don't believe it about the source code. For sure, for sure. Katya's gone through so much. She has a very good perspective on life. Agreed, Shane. 100%. She has a very healthy, I feel like, perspective on life. But yeah. Okay. I'm gonna call it. I am gonna go see Garfield with my kiddo. With the boys. So thank you so much for coming in, tuning in to Lore Theory Thursday today. And thank y'all for like, thank y'all for hanging out. Bye, y'all. Oh yeah, and for those of you whose lore theories I didn't touch on, I promise I'll touch on them next time. I'll go through the rest of the Twitter thread. We just had so much to cover this week because we've been like backfilled for days. So thank you so much for submitting. Thank you everybody. And thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. It means a lot to me. So we'll be back playing Elden Ring, and then normally I stream indie games on the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that this weekend. I might, but yeah. Thank you guys so much. We made good progress through the backlog, yeah. Thank you all for the submissions. Thank you all for dealing with my pronunciations. Thank you all so much. All right, bye.